Hello. Hi. Hi Sawyer. Hi Ma. Hi Drax. Hi Sweet Gay. Hi Kaito. Hi Zach. Hi Annie. Hi Vamp. Hey yo, what's up, Rice? Thanks for the tier 3, by the way, Rice. I appreciate you, my very much bigger than average mignon. Welcome back for the 7th month, Rice. I appreciate you. What's poppin'? You really had to clean up the gum or something. Hi Mew. Hi Two. Hi Ayla. Oh, sorry, the head pat didn't work. Uh-oh, that's not good. Hold up, the program's not working. Uh-oh. Oh, Madag! Welcome back for the 3rd month in a row, my mignon. Thank you so much. Welcome back, welcome back. Did you get to see the eclipse? I slept through it. I took a nap. I took a nap through the eclipse. Because I didn't have glasses anyways, so like I couldn't even look at it even if I wanted to. I don't know why it was such a big deal this year. You want a close-up head pat? I forgot what button it was. Hold up. You get the song name? Sure. I didn't like so many people, way more people than I thought are interested in my music. It's kind of weird. She loves me. She loves me. She loves me. Red hair, crying face. She loves it. I stared at the eclipse and now have superpowers. Wait, doesn't? If you stared at it without glasses, I heard it hurts your eyes. Who got superpowers? What? Everyone got superpowers? Everyone at work went out to see it and stared straight at it with no glasses? It's loud? What the hell? Yeah, you get vaporized? And listening to songs it can make you go blind? That's what I thought. You are looking at the sun. Hi, Neon. Don't worry about the car. It's not yours. Good. It would be horrible if you had to pay damages on your cars. Key bill stream. Oh, yeah. Music loud? Didn't I just turn it down? Is it still loud? I can turn it down some more. How about now? Is that better? X-ray vision so you see booba? That's kind of an OP skill, no? Hey yo, what's up, Gucci? Yeah. What's poppin'? I saw the eclipse today. I can confidently say I won the staring contest with the sun. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. Hi, Stormy. I'm doing good. How about you? That nap really helped me out. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. I'm almost out. I need to go get some more drinks. Sinus infection. You're still sick? Has it not been a whole week, bruh? Are you okay? I saw your tweet. Gucci tweeted like someone should stick a boba straw up my nose and suck out all the snot. And like I was very tempted. I just like ignored it because I didn't want to like remember it, but now I remembered it now that he's talking about his sinuses. Like I completely ignored it because I was like I was like, oh, I don't know if I wanna, you know. You're almost done with high school? Ayy. What are you gonna do after high school? Well, that's a line to send off before gym. Have a good time at the gym, Bryce. Make sure you get some gains. Free me from this congested hellhole. Well, who wants to suck up Gucci's snot? Not me, but like if any of you want to do it, I won't judge too hard. Oh fuck, I dropped a screw. Hold up, guys. Oops. Bad things were happening. I actually dropped some screws. Okay, I got them. Okay, so I finished most of the build off stream. It only took like 30 minutes actually, or like an hour, because all the switches took a lot more time than I thought. But then I ran out of time, and then I haven't had time to continue on the build, so now I'm streaming again. I will suck it myself, but I can hook the tube up to a vacuum and that'll fix you up real good. I think that's gonna suck out his brains. His brain gunk. Hi, Bryce. Internship to fix helicopters? That sounds cool. Driving, hope to see you finish the keyboard. I'll see what happens. She's smart. Bro, I'm not that bad. I'm just like, I don't know stuff, but it doesn't mean I can't learn how to do stuff, okay? At least when it comes to hardware. Hi, Ty. I'm gonna take up the internship. Well, trades internships are a lot more valuable now, so that's a good idea. Are these screwed in? Fuck. Where's my screwdriver? Okay, so before I put in my keycaps, hold on. Oh, sorry, I gotta go get it. Okay, before I put in my keycaps, I gotta make sure because when I was testing out the fit of the board to the case, it was not that good. So I might have to like change around the gaskets, but I hope it should be fine by now. You look cute today. Aren't I cute every day? Thank you, though. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So, let's see. So I got most of it done, but my gaskets weren't very well fitted somehow to the case, and I'm not sure why. And I was talking to my friends, and they were like, yeah, I don't know why either. So I'm gonna try switching around the gaskets a bit, because the reason why the fit was kind of bad is because it was too close to the top of the what is it? It was too close to the top of the case, so when I was testing out my keycaps, it was too close to the top. So I'm gonna remove the gaskets and I'm gonna change them around. I might have to end up trying the O-ring, which is not what I wanted to do. But if the gaskets aren't kind to me, then I'm just gonna do an O-ring and maybe the fit will be better. What switches are there? They're Dreamscape something. You'll see them in a bit. But I gotta speak facts every day. True. Fair enough. So I'm gonna take out the gaskets and I'm gonna try to refit them in a different way. And I hope that will make everything okay. It's a bit harder to take out the gaskets in this case, but that's okay. Still take outable. But how's everyone today? Did I ever tell you guys about what happened at my work last week or no? I don't know if I ever managed to tell you guys about that. You didn't? Yep. We're doing the most fun part, which is putting the keycap, so You guys didn't have to look. Oh, I put in all my switches and I didn't bend a single pin because I'm good like that. And I tested out all the inputs and they're all correctly inputted because I'm good at like that. I'm so fucking good. Hee hee. My friends were betting on whether or not I would bend any pins, and they lost, so they owe me 20 chicken nuggets because they thought I would bend at least one pin, but I bent 0. I bent 0 pins. How? Because I'm very precise when I was putting in the pin or the switches. Nuggies W. Yeah, I get 20 nuggets when I go to the convention. Proud of you. Thanks. Stardew Valley a day or 2 ago. Have you been assessed? Like everyone that starts Stardew Valley? Okay, that's all the gaskets. So my previous issue was that when I fit it in, I told you it was way too close to the top of the case. So I think I might try it without the gaskets at the bottom, which I think is a horrible idea. But like I literally had so much trouble fitting it otherwise because it was like being such a bitch. I don't know, man. It was being such a bitch, the fit. Wait, the nipples go in or out? I forgot. I literally just took them out and I forgot. Hold up. Let me look this up. Let me quadruple check that I have the correct stuff as well. I didn't know they came out with a V2 for I didn't know they came out with a, what is it? Here it is. I didn't know they came out with a V2, which is crazy. Had no clue. Yeah, okay, yeah. The nipples go outwards. I'm very late here. I need to get some sleep. Good night, Sawyer. Thank you so much for dropping by, my bigger than average mignon. Have a good one. Keyboard. Yep. So, okay, this time I really hope it fits better. But if it doesn't, it's probably a manufacturing defect at that point. I just have to like, I might have to just not have gaskets at the bottom, which really makes it rattly. Or like make it clang against the edges a bit more. But like there's only so much I can do, right? About that. So you built a keyboard a couple of weekends ago. How was it? Did you like your build? I can see why this is a very like addictive hobby that like you would go down the depths for. Did it come with a foam insert? You mean, yes, it came with all the foams. I decided to not use the PE foam. But I decided to use the other 2 foams. But I might experiment with the sound with and without the foams and the combination of foams to see which one I like the most. But for my current goal, I'm not looking for specific sounds. I'm just looking for like the least clackety keyboard possible. The least clackety keyboard possible. So I have decided to use the foams. Dommy mommy vibes. If you know me long enough, you'll know that's not the case. Maybe when I'm like 10 years older and I become a MILF, maybe it'd be fitting. I went for a Razor Huntsman tournament, which was loud after my new one. You guys have heard my keyboard a lot. Like... you know, I'm over it. I'm over such a loud keyboard, so... Maybe I should try from the top. Let me try and start it from the top. And then sliding it down. Even though they say it's the other way, but this might help my fit issue. I just want it to fit better, but okay, let's do it the normal way. It's fine. And I'm keeping this empty with no wait, did I forget something? Oh, I forgot the cable. Oops, I almost forgot. I gotta do the cable stuff. Oops, almost forgot. But yeah, I was keeping that empty because where's my tweezers? Here it is. Keeping it empty so I can pull it out later in case the fit's wrong. I couldn't pull it out with just the switches. What switches are you using? I don't know what they're called. Let me pull it up. Fuck, I don't remember. Wow, I don't remember. What website did I get them from? I think they're like, they're not, are they smoothies? Wait. Hold up. Let me pull up my receipts. Did I delete it? Here it is. Is it this one? No, that's my cosplay. I've bought so much shit recently, huh? Gatoron smoothie switch set. Gotta have strong pull-out game. What can I say? I'm an expert at that. You know what I mean? Oh, I need to turn it the other way so I can see the whole, you know, so I can fit it in better. should be good, but let's do a pull test. Yep, it's pretty in there. Is it? Let me triple sure that it's in there good enough. Okay. Yeah. Fit what? And I need to fit the keyboard. Yeah. How did I do this before? Let's try it the opposite way. Yeah. Get in the hole. Thank you. No, in the hole. Come on, there we go. No? You don't feel like it? Wrong hole? Oh, duh. I didn't remove the back plate. The weight. If you could fit your fist in your mouth, your jaw is double jointed? I did not know that. Good thing my fist does not fit in my jaw. Reflection? Did you see it? Uh-oh, that's not good. It's okay, you guys didn't saw nothing. The window tonight. Fuck. Oh, I never told you guys. I was like talking about it earlier, but I got sidetracked. So like basically, because I was like, did I tell you guys about what happened at work last week? You guys were like, no. So I'll tell you now. And basically what happened at work was I did something for my boss, right? Oh my god, how do I do this? Right, let's turn it this way. I did something for my boss, and we had a meeting with a bunch of executives on the project. I feel like I told you guys, or maybe I told my friends and I didn't tell you guys. But basically, I was like, oh shit. With your boss an argument? Yeah, I think I told you guys, right? With my three boss people, literally just like arguing so much. Okay, safely through the hole. They were arguing so much that I had to stay at work for an extra hour. So what happened today was that one of them secretly gave me a list of quote unquote improvements to the work I did, which was like, okay, but I'm pretty sure my boss would not be okay with those changes. Oh my god, I need to stick these in. Get in there, bitch. My boss would like not be okay with those changes. Because of how things are. Okay. Let's see if this fit is okay now. Let me test. Code review? It's, yeah. Well, it was more about the look of the code than the code itself. More than the code itself, so, oh my god. Last time I opened these switches, I like threw them everywhere. We don't mind hearing about it, yeah. But the follow-up is that this week, one of the guys gave me a list of improvements to do. I decided to not do them because I'm pretty sure my boss would not like that, and I will listen to the guy paying me. Ooh! I would rather listen to the guy paying me than not, right? Anyways, here are the switches. Or not switches, keycaps. They're out of order because I accidentally did things, but let's check out the backspace. No, it's just not. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the gaskets are bad? It's too close to the top of the case. What do I do? Gatoron white switches, they're probably just plastic. Is the foam under? Do you think it's the foam? Should I remove the the board foam? No, that foam goes, I already have the foam in between the PCB and the plate. There's two foams, like the thick foams, and that's the foam that belongs on the board. So I could try removing the foam, but yeah. I hate, like, it's scraping the top of my case because it's too up. I don't know if you guys can see. Ooh, why is it so white? Do you see how close my switches are to the top of this board? So I'm trying to put this backspace on. It scrapes the top. Okay, stop talking about them all. In case the foam looks like it fits the switches perfectly. Yeah, well, I pressed the foam in between the PCB to make sure that it fits perfectly. Because I was like, I had to make sure it lined up or it would have really bothered me. I'm gonna go lie down. Falling asleep already? Have a good stream. Okay, good night, Annie. Have a good one. Is the foam in the right orientation? Yeah. I can show you guys. And it's definitely not the foam in between the PCB and the board because I did that perfectly. Let me take it out again. How much does build cost again? Like 200? 210? 250? The price keeps increasing. I don't want to talk. It's around there. As you see, I lined it up with this. So I did the foam right. Oh yeah, I did. Maybe I should try the O-ring. Let me try the O-ring instead of the gaskets maybe. Maybe the O-ring will be nicer to me. Because maybe the gaskets are just not the move here. I'll try it out. Low-key slam the switches and make sure. I already know the switches work because I already tested. They're fine. You did not spend that more than that? I know my friends usually spend. My friend's currently considering one. I think it's like a Wukei? One of those. And he's like, yo, it's only $550 for this board? Holy. And I'm like, $550? Only? I mean, okay, to be fair, it's a very beautiful board. Super beautiful. But holy. He's like, yeah, that's not too bad. And I'm like, oh, so it's like that, huh? Automa strikes again. It happens to a lot of people. You're not a real Mion chatter until you... You're not a real Mion chatter until you, what is it? You get automated. The board and the keycaps are the expensive part? Yeah, that's usually the case. Never the switches. The switches are kind of whatever. Okay, let's try the O-ring instead. I don't know. I heard something else drop, but I'm blind, so. Okay, let's actually start it from one end, like so. My friends like hated, like wanted me to not use the O-ring, but if the gaskets aren't good, then what choice do I have, right? Okay. There's the O-ring. It's all snit. It's all snug on the corners. Let's try this again. It could be a defect. I really hope it's not, because I don't think I can get a warranty. And it takes so long for them to like actually return shit to me. Even if I could. A setup tour. My setup's pretty expensive. But but it's not pretty. Maybe I'll do a setup tour. When I move out, which is, I don't know if it's soon or not. Okay. Now I just gotta put it in. If the O-ring works and the gaskets don't, GG. It does seem tighter. Hopefully that's a good sign. The O-rings were kind of loose, you know what I mean? Does the case come apart? It just comes with the weight in the case, nothing else. Okay, now I press you in. Oh, it's so tight. Holy. This O-ring is thick. I need to press it down. Hold up. Oh, there we go. Okay. See if that's good enough. Oh, I think that did it. Wait, let me try a different key. Oh, it was an O-ring diff. It was an O-ring diff. Okay. Fuck these gaskets. You bitches. It was an O-ring diff. Okay, awesome. It was an O-ring diff. Thank God. Thank God I didn't toss the O-ring. Okay, let me put in this last switch. Okay, now here's a hard part. I didn't know how to put in the key with the stabilizers. I didn't know how to do it. So maybe I can find a tip. Hold on, we're reading some of the documentation first. Just to make sure. No 10 key now. I mean, I'll probably use this keyboard for a little bit longer because I still have coding to do. But once I'm out of school, I don't need 10 keys at all. So I'm just gonna toss it. Like, the only reason I have a full keyboard is because of coding. Otherwise, I don't really care about all these. Also, what is this? Hold on, let me make sure. Is that like nothing? Okay. Because it says turn on the battery toggle, but I don't think this is battery toggleable because it's wired only. So we should be fine. Okay. Shall we install the keycaps? Is there a... And then we can do a test together. Okay, yeah. Also, these switches are light up, which was not what I expected. But it's okay. 65 is the holy grail for dev work? Really? It's wired, it shouldn't have a toggle. That's what I figured. Okay. Fuck. Okay, let's just leave you here. I'll clean up after. Alright, time for the fun part. Let's start with the escape key. Yeehaw. And then I'll do the... Because I also have the novelties. I'll do the novelties after. Wait a second. Uh-oh. Now it's too close to this edge. It's too close. Can I just like shove something in there so that it, like, if I move it over here, is it better? I can't. It's such a tight fit. Bro. I wouldn't. Why are there so many fit issues? I just fixed the top fit part and now this shit's happening to me. What if the bottom is also broken? Like I fix one fit and then another fits? Like... I don't really want to mess with the hardware like that. Okay, no, the bottom's fine. The bottom's perfectly fine. It's too close. Should I just say fuck it and just like leave it there but loose? Like, is it okay? Do you guys think it's okay? Let's try it. I'm kind of over this. I'm kind of over it. It sounds like this now. The keycaps are so cute. I like them too. It's pissing me off. Like, what the fuck? Look at the sound difference. You have to push them down harder? Like that? I see. I can't push this one all the way down though, so it's just like loose. Like I like forced it in there and now it scrapes the side. Almost soundless. What key is this? This is Dreamscape. I hate that. I hate that it sounds like this. Smooch. I paid almost 300 for this? No way. Oh, this one's scraping the top. Why is the fit so tight? Yeah, scraping the top. Even though I thought I fixed it. Press down the bottom more to get it snug. Wait, it sounds okay now. Hold up. Nope, it's still scraping. I'm just delusional. I don't know if I want to finish this build if it's gonna sound like that. That's just not right. It's not correct. They are extremely close to the edge of the keyboard. They're scraping the case. Push it to the other side. There's like pushing it. That's the job of the O-ring. $200 wasted. Make sure that it is even. You guys saw me put it on. Have you tried without the bottom foam? Do you think I should take out the bottom foam? Do you think that will help? They should be snug to the edge but not scraping. Yeah, my issue is that they're scraping. You're like 60% sure? I'm down to try it. Better try things than not, right? You buy the finished product only? That's okay. It's only my fault, right? Come on now. There we go. It's okay. Let's try it out. Whatever happens, happens. I'll try it out. Sorry, I'm hitting my mic a lot because it's really close to my hand. Let me move it that way. Pretty hands. You've seen this before. Come on now. Oh, it's a tight fit. Hold up. Gotta use my hands for this. Have we talked about filing the key down? I think that's like last resort. I think that's like last resort, maybe. I've never heard of anyone doing that. Pulling the shit out is hard. Honey Rock. Scares you? That's crazy, no? Well, I'm happy that the fit is awesome, but you are not a correct fit is the issue. Okay. Let's try not using the case foam. Slots for the keys on top, so they all had a little home. I like how you described it. Yeah, they all had like a wholesome home, you know. Hold on, I have to take out the O-ring. It's sliding in because of the because the switches are gone. Back with spinach and a chicken sandwich? Like spinach separately? Or like what? Put the switches back in. Oh, my foam got messed up. I have to fix that. The foam between the PCB. Like you really can't tell that there's foam between. But it's there. You can barely see it right there. It's black. But with garlic and onions and salt, okay, no, that sounds a bit better. I was like, you eat raw spinach? Like, I get it, spinach is healthy, but enjoy your food a little bit. I've never met someone that liked raw spinach. And I don't think I will meet anyone that likes raw spinach. Cause it's so bitter. Cause it's green. And even people that like the bitter taste, they usually just like bitter melon or stuff like that. Not spinach. Where the F and keys are separated? I see. Okay, let's try this again, but with no case foam. And we'll see how that goes. Oh wait, I almost forgot. I gotta put in the O-ring before I forget. This is definitely worse Legos. Okay. Wait, let me make triple sure I did the O-ring correctly. Pretty sure you just loop it around the side between the PCB and the plate. But maybe I'm like missing a step. Wrap the O-ring between the edges of the PCB and plates. That's it. Like, what more do you want from— oh shit, what more do you want from me, man? Hi Jay, welcome back. Thanks for being an above-sized— wait, a bigger than average mignon. Welcome back for the 7th month in a row, Jay. I appreciate you. Thank you for tier 3. How are you doing? What's poppin'? Above-sized. Above-sized. Do not make spinach in the salad at the time. It's not a pretty dish, or I'd take a picture. Of course. I understand. I understand why it wouldn't be pretty. Like, okay, so like the thing with the O-ring is wrapping it around. You see, this side of the O-ring barely sticks out, but this side completely sticks out. That's why this side is so close to the edge, because it doesn't— the O-ring doesn't stick out, so it doesn't like have the same force on this side. What should I do? Does it light up? Yes, but the keycaps don't have light holes. So what should I do? I see the issue now. This side of the O-ring is way more Giga Chad compared to this side. See? This O-ring only has like this much resistance on this side, and then this side has all resistance. Hi, Wendell. Just— well, let's try it without the plate or the foam, and then maybe we will have to do the last thing I ever wanted to do, which is file the actual keycaps. Oh, why are you having a harder time? Come on now. Eep. It's fine. I dropped the case, not the actual board. Yeah, sorry about that. I actually dropped the case. And my mic's right here. So you heard it very loud. Okay, hopefully that's better. Now, let's try it again. What board is this? A Neo 65. Hold up. Let me not get too happy yet. The escape key is fine. Hold up. Let's not get too happy. Hold up. Hold the fuck up, guys. Don't get too happy. It's not worth it yet. I have to check the entire top row to make sure none of it's scraping, okay? I have to make sure none of it's scraping before I can be happy, okay? Hold up. Hold up. Okay, I don't know how to correctly like put in the ones with the stabilizers. Do I just press it? How do you find all your music? Years of listening to music. How do I fit it with the stabilizers? It does as you press? Oh, I see. No. It's scraping the top. It's scraping the top. Pull them out first? Are the stabs put in correctly? Yes. But they're like loose. Are they supposed to be loose? Like this, right? That's how they're supposed to be because they're stabilizers. It's scraping the top. This one's slightly scraping the top. This one's scraping the top. This one's scraping the top. This one's scraping the top. This entire right side is scraping the top. Yeah, this entire right side. Is scraping the top. More so the more right you go. So like if I put like, ooh, I don't have my delete key. If I put like a random key at the edge here. Is it scraping the top? I can't tell. Well, the keycaps are standard size. I think it's the board. Edge, huh? Very good, very good. Cause well, all keycaps are standard size, right? Where'd you get them? KBD? Like, I bought my stuff from my, like, from legit websites. So, one or the other is a manufacturing defect, probably, no? There are different types. Yeah, of course there's different types, but, like, these are standard. Some are thicker, some are, but these are, like, standard. PBT is thicker than ABS? Is the plate and PCB completely parallel? Yeah, I made sure to pull out the plate after I put in the switches to make sure they're completely parallel. And that's also the only way the O-ring fits in, right? Because they have to be parallel for the O-ring to fit. I'm not sure I'm on an O-ring. Well, the O-ring just kind of goes around between the plate and the PCB. So it has to fit in there. And it does. The O-ring fits. I might have to just, like, talk to QWERTY Keys and tell them, yo, I'm trying to build a keyboard and it seems like it keeps scraping the top. And I don't know if it's if it's a case thing or if it's a Can you shift the plate PCB around while it's in the case? I don't get how this case is designed. Can you shift the plate PCB around while it's in the case? No. I don't think so. They're not moving at all. I can if I like press really hard, I could probably like slightly move it. But like it's very tightly fit in here. I must admit. It's pretty tight fit. It's a pretty tight fit. This is random. When you get a boyfriend, you already have one. I hope he treats you right. You never have issues together. Well, that's too ideal. Let's be real. If you have a relationship and there's never issues, there's something wrong. But I also hope there's minimal issues. My first boyfriend in elementary school, I broke up with him in 5 days because he didn't share with me his ring pop. He didn't give me his ring pop. So I'm like, okay, if you're not giving me your ring pop, I don't want you no more. Peace. Stupid shit like that. Okay, La, you better be prepared to give up your ring pop to your girl, no? Come on, man. In elementary school, yeah! Okay, to be fair, kids love their candy in elementary school, so like it makes sense. Maybe I file down the keycaps. I didn't want it for it to come down to this, but I am kind of over it at this point. I am kind of over it at this point. Okay, out of topic, but like, literally, I don't know if you guys have seen these posts on, not even just Twitter, it's social media in general, and it's like, and it's guys and they're like, LOL, and then they look at a woman and they're like, huh, LOL, like, these women are attractive, look at this shit. And then the comments are always just like flaming the dude because bro just like self-reported, basically self-reported that he's never seen a woman without clothes before or something like that. I think it was this dude. Wait, let me see. I think this was, in this case, it was Twitter, and bro was circling a picture of Scarlett Johansson at the beach. And like she had like stretch marks and shit, right? And I'm just like, or like stretch marks and shit, and like he circled her, her like stomach and her like stretch marks, and bro was like, LOL, like who's this? She's hot or something. I find it funny. I find it funny, man. Ooh. Can I put this back in? Will you fit? I hope so. Oh man, what a clown. It was funny because like literally everyone agreed this guy just self-reported that. He's never seen a human, actually. Not like all humans literally have stretch marks. Not even just women. It's just more common in women, that's all. Ooh, shit. Have you eaten yet? Yeah, I ate before stream. I ate some noodles. Have you guys eaten yet? Please share with me what you've eaten while I try to troubleshoot this. Maybe I should try a different switch. At this point, I'll try everything. Good night. Have a good one. Dream of lots of unicorns, rainbows, and cheese. I got some stretch marks near my shoulders and I've been working out my arms before. Oh, you know what? Stretch marks from working out, I feel like is a lot more different. A lot of people get most of their stretch marks during puberty. Because that's when their body like grows way too fast. Right? So I've never heard someone complain about stretch marks from, well, I also don't hang around people that work out, but I've never heard about stretch marks from working out before. Yeah, this backspace is just not going to work. No way. There is zero way. For some reason, the placement of the switch for the backspace is higher than this one. This one is slightly higher than this one. That's why it keeps scraping the top. You're gonna make some Gouda pork border. Oh, wow, that sounds so good. Let me know how they turn out. Stretch marks are hot. I personally don't find them hot, but like I'm not gonna be disgusted by them because they're very normal, you know? They are very normal things. Like it, something about you too, so you wanna take it slow. Damn, we can't hang out? Nope. Joking. Got some small ones near my hips waist from when your boy hit puberty. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Get them during puberty. Good night, Vic. Don't worry about it. Make sure you get lots of sleep. I always appreciate you for dropping by. Thank you so much for dropping by. Do you guys think I can combine gaskets and the O-ring? It might be impossible to fit it, though. So maybe not. I think it's actually impossible now that I think about it. It's just so close to the top. Like, no. What do I do then? It sounds so good, but only on this side. And then you get here. And it's screaming the top. Should I give up? Is it time to give up, guys? Is it Jover? Should use the 3DO to show the difference? Never give up? Never surrender? I don't know what to do anymore at this point. All I can think of is maybe file down the keycaps themselves. Okay, what if okay, let's check if the keycaps are the issues. I'm gonna take a keycap from my keyboard and let's see if that fixes if it's actually a keycap's fault. But to me, from the looks of it, it's like the switches are seriously so close to the board. I think I just pick at it. It'll come out. No. Oh, you know what? That's pretty nice. Let me try the backspace. Let me steal the backspace. No, it's scraping the top. Did the keyboard come with its own keycaps? No. Backshot girls. We what to do at this point. I feel like it's just a manufacturing error at this point. Buckshot roulette. Like, the only thing breaking it down and starting over again? Breaking it down and starting over again? But how is that gonna change the fit? You know what I mean? I am so shook. On what to do. In this way. Maybe we file it down. I really don't want to file them down. Does the keycap itself work by any chance? Well, I tested with this one, and it also scraped the top. Like, I tested with this one, and it's also scraped the top. So, I don't know. Unless something's supposed to be differently that we're not realizing. I don't know, man. Even my friend, like, when I had this issue last time I built this off stream, my friend was like, yeah, I can't help you. This has never happened to me before. This happened to me before. Played around with the switch and plate. Do you think I should remove the foam in between the PCB and the plate as well? Like, I can just not use any foam, maybe. Do you think that would help? Does it do on the bottom row? Well, the bottom row definitely looks a lot more loose. Or the other side keys? Let me check. This one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. I'm just putting random keys for now, so I don't have the arrow keys out. This one's fine. Let's try the space bar. I feel like it's not supposed to sound like that. I'd say try removing the foam, but only if you're able to place it back on in case it isn't the issue. Yeah, I can take out the foam. Disassembling the plate for the PCB is just is just tedious, but it's not impossible. You're definitely able to like reassemble everything for sure. Well, it's definitely not scraping the bottom. I don't think I'm pressing it hard enough to actually get the stabilizers, but not caring about that right now. Oops. Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should try removing the foam in between the plate and PCB? Unsoothe her voice right now? How do I do that, huh? Is it the entire top row? It's just like the right side of the top row. This one scrapes. This one scrapes. This one definitely scrapes. If it doesn't work, you should call it a day. Okay, let's try one more thing. Let's try removing it. Removing the... We'll try removing the, what is it? The foam between the plate and PCB. And if it doesn't work, GG, baby! Just... Hi, Ray. Keyboard's so pretty. I would love it if it was pretty, if it worked. But life is never so easy for a cat like me. It's tilted up top somehow? Yeah, I think so too. How have midterms been going? I don't have the grades back, but I hope I get at least a C. I'm not really trying to like, I don't really have to maintain B pluses anymore for my scholarships. So I don't really care about my grades as much. C's get degrees, baby. So as long as I get C's on my exams, I'm chillin'. So I would say I'm confident that I got a C at least. Oh, it doesn't work? Yeah, the fit's not right. Because it's probably a manufacturing issue. I'm not too sure. So it's been a very frustrating process, I must admit. You failed your Web 101 class? That sounds like an elective that like assigned you a bunch of essays, no? And you failed it when you're supposed... Was that required for your graduation? Is everything fixed? No. Definitely not. We're gonna try one more thing to maybe solve it, and if it doesn't work, I'll give it up and probably contact the manufacturer and see what I can do, or if they can give me anything. Ara ara. Yeah, were you ready for that? You thought I was gonna warm up, didn't you? You guys thought I was gonna warm up on that, huh? Hmm? But I didn't. I caught you guys by surprise. Oh, my hands are like dropping the stuff. They're very jittery, I must admit. See ya, Mom. Nah, never catch me lacking. Yo, living life? Always on, like, edging? Is it worth it, man? When do you relax? How's the keyboard coming along? Not good. We're gonna try one more fix for the fit issue on the top row. And if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna probably call it a day and contact the keyboard company. Tell me if maybe they can send me a replacement. Etching is always worth it. What's the point of edging if you don't get a means to release? Hi Nubs, good morning. Okay, this space bar is a bit tough to get out. There you go. You'll understand someday? Are you speaking from experience? Feel free to share your experiences with the class. Yeah? Okay, hold up. Let me put the keycaps to the side so I have a bit more space to work with. So our last effort is going to be taking this apart, removing the foam in between the plate and PCB and seeing if that helps to fit. Always edge with the homies? Do homies edge each other? Do guys do that? No? I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, okay, you ever have one of your bros and they're like, yo, I really want to try this thing out, but I can't just ask a chick to do it or someone else to do it. I gotta do it. Like would you like homie code me, like bro code me and help me out to like try something out? Like, if you guys are edging their homies, they're not homies, they're in a committed relationship. Bro, could you spot me? Do you? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm asking. Is that a thing? Bro, could you spot me? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's so insane. Okay, let's take out every single switch, shall we? Shit's a fever dream. Y'all never edge or goon with the homies? Do you want to remind me what gooning is? Like I've seen it used in the context, but I don't actually know what it entails. What does gooning entail exactly? Radio's just there like anytime. That's crazy. I mean, if it's you. Hi, Celise. I just came in. I legit hear edging homies, and that was it. You right. That's what you heard. You didn't hear wrong. I can't either. The vibe is fading. Didn't you say you didn't want to be sleepy no more? This is how. The discussion of whether or not you should edge with your homies commences. It's a debate. Wolf Lord on the agreed side. Literally everyone else, huh? You edge your homies? I love it when people expose themselves in my chat. I mean, it's just advanced kissing the homies. No edge maxing. Okay, we're not talking about the maxing. We're talking about the act of doing it, period. Like, if you're with your homies and, like, you want to try something out, you want to gain the experience, but you don't want to do it to your girl. Do you go to your homies like, oh, you know what? This reminded me. I think this was a YouTube video back in the day. And it was like literally two guys, and they're like best friends, right? They're best friends, and this is literally YouTube. It's old YouTube. They're best friends, and the video was titled "Practice how to make out" or "Practicing making out," right? And bro, okay, the best friend had like literally stole like his sister's bra or something and put it on over his shirt. So he had a t-shirt, like he had the normal clothes, but with a bra on top, right? And then his homie or his best friend was like practicing making out, right, with a pillow. So he was like literally like kissing the pillow and shit. That's right in front of his homie's face. And then like his hand was practicing like how to undo a bra. Do you get? Oh, can I still find that YouTube video? Holy shit, that's like old YouTube. That was so old. Oh. Fuck, it's literally just a bunch of... God damn it, it's all like audio. I'm assuming I got removed from YouTube. I'm assuming I got removed from YouTube. Cause all I see now is just what is it? Boyfriend audios? Anyways, what side of YouTube were you visiting? This is older YouTube. So like I already told you guys I was literally like I learned about ecchi on YouTube because YouTube was not very well curated back in the day. But yeah, that was a video on YouTube, and he was really struggling on removing the bra, cause like guys don't know how to unclasp bras and shit. So he was taking a really long time with that practice, and his best friend, the guy with the bra, is just sitting there, like his eyes are dead on the inside, and he's just sitting there doing nothing. While his friend is like feeling up his back trying to figure out how to how to how to undo the bra. Have none of you guys seen that video? Care to share your YouTube? Okay, it's like really old, so I don't think my current YouTube feed would show you guys the result you want. But it was so like funny because the comments were literally just like, all the comments were just like, damn, this is a really good best friend. Like, this is like a like you should never, your best friend should like get like $100 after this. It's crazy. Link the vid. I tried finding it, but I think it's removed from YouTube. But maybe one of you guys can find it on a less than YouTube website. It's literally just like two guys on a couch. One is just like the best friend with a bra on top of his t-shirt, and the other is the guy trying to practice on how to make out and remove a bra at the same time. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. It's so funny. Now that's the bros you want, okay? That's the bros you want. Were they making out? No, like they're best friends, so like they were pretending to make out, right? But like the guy playing the girl was just doing nothing, while the guy practicing making out was like making smoochy noises and stuff. You know, and you know, trying to remove a bra from the front. That's why it was so difficult, because the bra strap's on the back, the bra clasp is on the back, and he was like smooching from the front. That's why he had such a hard. I remember that video being like pretty long. Like I was like, damn, you're taking a long time figuring out how to remove a bra, buddy. Understandable, because it was a pretty crazy contraptions and all. I literally had a talk with the boys at WeebCon that if I ever turn a woman for a day, I'd let them all smash for experience. No way, bro. Just no way. Gucci, I'll go to church just for you, dog. That's crazy. I'm going to out myself in chat. My high school girlfriend taught me how to remove bras by putting hers on me. Wait, what? So you've worn a bra before? How was the experience? How do you feel? Younger kids will never know the pain of needing to find all the parts of an anime on YouTube. Yes, sir. It was me on youtube.com. Episode 1, part 2 out of 36 of Shugo Chara. Literally me, because I didn't know what like anime sites were. I buried the memory so deep until you said he was wearing it over his shirt. And then you remembered it when that happened? That's so funny, bro. That's so funny. I'm glad I am helping with active discussion. course 17 out of 36 is only in Portuguese, and of course, yeah, sometimes that happened. And I didn't watch them if they were in different languages. No cap, anime taught me how to read. Bless up. I love anime. Thank you for teaching me how to read. Oh, this hard work. I might bend a switch the next time I try putting these back in. I did so good bending 0 switches the first time around, but now life's a bit harder. Looking back now, I'm older and wiser. Worth it? Yeah. Like, you would never... I don't know. You would have to figure it out the first time older versus when you're younger. Some orange cat taught me how to say bitch. You like that? Okay, I was telling my friends, and like they've like kind of adopted my language. So they would like say a lot of bitch, and they would also say a lot of like I don't know, people Poggington Maximus, right? And I'm like, damn, I need to figure out a new like add-on to every single like verb, cause I can't, like, I had to be different. I can't be like the other kids. And now that they're stealing my jam, I gotta like pivot, right? So I gotta find like something besides Ington to add, or like j, or like us. You know, I gotta add something different. So I'm thinking of either like doing maxing after every verb, or doing a ussy. But I have to trial it a bit more. Okay, finally got all of them out. You just wanted to use the counter? Boy trying to get it off was a pain though. Yeah, that's how bras are. That's why, like, I don't know. A lot of girls these days are like, fuck bras. Like, if guys don't have to wear them, why do we have to wear them? And honestly, understandable. Like, I get it. Free the nip type shit? Yeah. But obviously, if you have like huge gazonga bazongas, that's like not very cash money, unfortunately. Actually, I'm not sure. On one hand, if you have like huge gazonga bazongas, like goddamn, like, may I hold that milady type beat. If you have like that big of boobies, on one hand, not having a bra means nothing's holding the girlies up. So they're just like literally fucking you and your back over a bit more. But on the other hand, it would feel a lot less congested. Like your model, that's why there's double straps holding that shit up, man. Cause my back would perma be broken. You know? Just let me hold them, milady. Literally me all the time. Let me hold them a bit. Calcium cannons. You know, I can't believe the first time I heard of calcium cannons was last year. Can you guys believe that? I've never heard the term calcium cannons until some Twitch chatter came by and commented on my calcium cannons. Like last year. You pivot your eyes too low. I encourage you guys to encourage you guys to get some eye tracker type beat. Okay. Here it is. Goodbye. Okay, I swear. If this doesn't fix it, it is a GG type of moment. For surezies. I went on a date last week with some random girl you just met. How'd it go? It's okay to go on dates with random people you've just met. Shit was fun. I bought her lunch. She got me dessert. Turns out she was just visiting her family. Oh, so you're never gonna see her again. So sad, but at least it was fun. Yeah, at least it was a good experience. I was looking at this, what was it? Hi, Jack. I was looking at this Reddit post, and it was about this chick, and she basically hooked up with a trucker, right? Back in like 2022 or some shit. And then, turns out she got pregnant off of that one night stand. She got preggers off of that one night stand, right? And then, like a year later, she kept the baby, cause Catholic values or whatever. And she ended up meeting the trucker again by pure luck or whatever. That's why you use contraceptives? Yeah, they decide, like, she was like in her post, she was like, yeah, I usually, you know, make sure he wears condoms and I'm on contraceptives, but then that one day I wasn't on contraceptives and I was like, yo, I don't want you to put the condom on, do it raw. And he did that, and then turns out she got pregnant in one shot. So who would have thought that? And like she realizes it was a mistake because she was drunk and whatever. Like she was drunk and it probably shouldn't that shouldn't happened and all that. But like she loves her kid and she's been taking very good care of them, right? Then she meets the trucker out of pure luck. Because he comes near where they met because of his work. And then it ended up pretty happy. Like he pays like informal child support, and she's like putting all of that money into like a savings account, and they're all like trying to co-parent, and it was pretty happy ending. W mom, yeah. Chucker had a sniper in one shot. Being drunk, oh yeah, it's not an excuse, but at least it's not at the expense of the kid or anything. So it turned out good. Like once he found out that, you know, he had a kid, he was like, damn, well, here's some child support. And they decided to not do anything with the court or like an official paperwork or whatever, because he knew his situation was he's a trucker, he doesn't have an actual like home, so the court wouldn't really like help him like get some custody or whatever, because his work is very random, right? And he's not in one place at any time, and it's not very predictable, right? Okay, time to put back the switches. I'm glad he didn't dip out. No, yeah, very very, very responsible people. I love it when people are responsible. On the other hand, I was reading another Reddit post. I love these Reddit posts, by the way, because, like, I know it's a bad trait of mine. Like I told you guys, like, I love the drama. I love seeing how people ruin their lives, right? Or how people fix their lives, whatever they do. I want to see that happen. So I was reading this other Reddit post, and basically, it was these teenagers. They're both 18. They went to the same Catholic school, and I don't know if I put on the switch right. That's why I'm taking it out. They both went to Catholic school together and grew up together. They're boyfriend and girlfriend. And one day, okay, no, I did it right. One day they were having sex, and the chick was like, "Yo, take off your condom and like just do it and do the splooge, right?" And then the guy was like, "Sure," like, you know, because he was like, she'll probably not get pregnant or anything. She probably has Plan B on, right? And then the day after, he asked like, "Yo, you like we're on Plan B, right?" And then she's like, "No, I'm scared of Plan B, cause I heard it causes a lot of pain and stuff." And he's like, "Wait, but 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 you do realize you could be pregnant, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's why I'm so scared." And then over like the next few weeks or months or whatever, she keeps calling him. Catholic girls low-key freaky, yeah. I either love dramatic Reddit posts that started to make you super depressed. For me, it's the opposite. Like, I feel a bit better about myself, which is like probably my worst trait. It's like my red flag, I feel. Like, I'm not like interacting with them, but I see these Reddit posts and I'm like, damn, I'm glad I'm not that stupid. But anyways, so, you know, over the next few weeks and months, she keeps calling her boyfriend, and she's like, "I'm scared I'm pregnant. I'm getting tummy aches and my period's late and yada yada yada," right? And then he's like, shit. We're seniors in high school. I'm planning on going to college after high school. What's gonna happen now?" So, you know, he literally talks to her and he's like, "Okay, go get tested and see if you're gonna be pregnant or not." And she's like, "What do you, I'm scared, right?" And he's like, "Yo, a pregnancy test is not painful in any way. Just get tested. It's whatever." So she bought a test. She got tested. Yada yada. It's positive. She's pregnant. So he's like, "Well, fuck. My life, it might just be ruined here." And then he's like, "Okay, girlfriend, we're gonna need to tell our parents." And then she's like, "No, I don't want to tell my parents." And then he's like, "Okay, but I have to tell mine." And then she's like, "No, I don't want you to tell your parents either." And he's like, "But what are we gonna do now?" And then she's like, "We'll figure it out." So a few like weeks later, what they're going to find out. Yeah, hold up. This is why it's so dumb. A few weeks later, she keeps texting him. She's like, "Yo, I'm so scared of being pregnant. Yada yada. We're gonna be parents." And you know, and then he's like, "Okay, if you're so scared of being pregnant, what about abortion?" Right? And then reminder, they're both like religious families. So it might be a bit difficult depending on their views, right? And then she's like, I don't want you because I love you and this baby is made of you, right? So she's like, "I don't want to abort or whatever," right? So he's like, "Well, okay, maybe she does it. She's not very educated on the topic yet." So this guy, he tells his mother in the end, right? And the mother's like, okay, you need to invite your girlfriend over to our place. So he invites her over. He didn't tell her that he told his mother that she was pregnant, and suddenly, maybe he had cooked up a plan to become a bee that had a belly that way. I don't know. When you're obviously visibly pregnant, yeah. So obviously he knew that, like, okay, like it's gonna be found out whether later or not. We have to decide whether or not like she actually wants to abort or not, and like tell her our options. That's why he told her mom, or he told his mom, so that she can like help explain the options to the girlfriend. So they invited her over to their house. At this point, she didn't know that he had told his mother that she was pregnant. So when she came over to their place, she suddenly had to use the bathroom, and it was very obviously pregnancy type of issues, right? So once she was done, the mother was like, I know you're pregnant. We gotta talk." And then the girlfriend looked at the boyfriend, and was like literally very angry that he told his mother, but it was the right move. Hi, Ariel. Oh, Canada? I'm American though, but hi, Canada. Anyways, so the mother sat the girlfriend down and was like, "Okay, I'm just here to tell you your options." So she proceeded to tell the girl about how abortion works, at what point it's too late, at what point it's considered a baby, where you could go to get an abortion, as well as the other option could be putting up your baby for adoption, and the other option is taking care of it yourself, and probably having to give up college and having to give up a lot of your early 20s, right? Give up like the rest of your life for your kid. And the girlfriend was like listening to all these options. She was like, definitely no to the adoption center. The fuck, right? But then the mom was just like telling her options, and finally she's like, I'll think about it, after hearing everything the mother had to say. So when the mother left, the girlfriend told the boyfriend and was like, I'm gonna keep the baby because I love you, and the baby is made of you, so I can't get rid of it. So, in the end, he continues to write that, Gigi, just for a 5-second satisfaction of a cream pie, I have ruined the rest of my life. I can't go to my dream college. I have to go get a dead-end job that probably won't pay much, and I have to, help support the child. And a lot of the people in the comments were like, okay, so you can maybe just sign away your rights and, pay child support. But then he's like, okay, well, like, it feels wrong to leave a young mother and a little child by themselves. Like, it's fucked up. I have to be a part of their lives, even though I technically don't want to be a part of their lives. And stuff like that. It was insane. I can respect that. Yeah. Like, obviously, both of them made the mistake, right? Both of them made a mistake. One, none of them were wearing contraceptives. The guy decided to listen to his girl and was like, okay, sure, no condoms. And the girl was like, yeah, no condoms. And, I think, like based on the story, she very obviously wanted to be pregnant, but she didn't think about how to be a mother. And the comments were just like, okay, so are you going to sign away your rights? And the guy is like, no, I can't just abandon the kid. I'm probably just going to have to ruin the rest of my life in order to take care of the kid or whatever. And then the other option is like, okay, so what type of support are you going to get? How are you going to raise this kid? Yada, yada, yada. She still hasn't told her parents. She's like, wait, I'll tell them eventually. I'll think about it. And then, you know, he's discussing, okay, are you gonna work? What are you gonna do? How are we gonna take care of this kid? And she's like, we'll think about it. We'll figure it out when it comes to it. And this guy is just like thinking about it. He's like, damn, my girlfriend's a fucking idiot. She is not ready to be a parent. And I have ruined my life. And that's basically the entire Reddit story. It was crazy. I probably do the same, not gonna lie. She doesn't sound that smart. She sounded so scared of everything. She was scared of contraceptives, Plan B. Okay, she wasn't scared of doing of having sex, I guess. I don't know. She wasn't scared of having sex, but she was scared of contraceptives. She's scared of giving birth. She's scared of telling her parents. She's scared of going to the gynecologist, the gyno, right? She's scared of everything. And it was very sad read because the guy basically made the one mistake, and obviously he's owning up to the mistake. He knows it's his mistake, and he's like, at this point, I know it's one mistake, but I can't believe that it keeps getting worse. Because from the sounds of it, he's been basically driving the ship on how to deal with this issue, and the girlfriend is not doing anything. She's just frozen, and she's like, it'll probably fix itself when the kid is born, right, Smile? That type of thing. What do you mean she's not gonna tell her parents? I'm gonna assume like the boyfriend's gonna tell her parents, cause, you know, how else could it? What else are you gonna do in that case, right? Like, obviously they have the right to know. It'll fix itself when the kid is born. Yeah, most delusional take, no? Well, that didn't click in, so I didn't like that. Unless the parents are super absentee. From the looks of it, it seems that the parents are very religious. And you know how religious, how education in more religious areas are. It's more based on abstinence, demonization of birth control, and just they just don't have sex. Period. Right? But obviously these kids already had sex, so I'm assuming it's that type of family that like would be angry that you're having sex at all. You know what I mean? People just be dumb. I feel bad because they're very young, and it's obvious that something has failed them as well as them failing themselves, right? They didn't consider their options as much, especially the girl. Like, I'm just listening to how she's reacting to everything, and she's like, damn, you can't just like, you can't just hide from your problems and wait for them to fix themselves, because this is a matter called being a parent. Your baby's not just gonna disappear. You can't just automatically have a baby that's gonna be taken care of, while also wanting the baby to be in the baby's life. Like, I don't know. She seemed so scared of everything. She was scared of birth control because she was like, she got, or she thought it would be painful. Not like childbirth is any more painful, am I right? The boyfriend definitely had dreams. He said he wanted to go to college. He wanted to go get a degree. He wanted to have a good job in the future. And now he's like literally beating himself over it because he's beating himself over it because he's like, my entire, wait, what is it? My entire life is ruined because of one mistake. I'm gonna probably work a minimum wage job in order to keep the baby, alive, keep the household afloat. and never get out of this hole, basically. What would you do this in this situation? Like, if I was the mother of, like, if I was the mother of this of the boyfriend, I would tell the girlfriend's parents 100%. Cuz like I know they're very scared of telling the girlfriend's parents because I don't know, might cause trauma for the girl and all, but like at this point they kind of have the right to know as well, because that's their baby, and they need to also start taking measures on how to take care of this child that she's not planning on giving up. We still talk about the trucker dude? No, we moved on to a different Reddit post. Hope you had some good food though. What are you eating? They got into a situation they weren't mentally prepared for. True. That was what my dad told me when I went off to college. He was pretty much like, I don't care if you drink or have sex as long as you don't get arrested, do hard drugs, or get someone pregnant. We are good. Yep. Good advice. She's 100% going to need support. She didn't seem like she wanted to work. And, you know, the guy is going to work, but he's going to make minimum wage. It's not going to be enough to keep a family afloat. An 18-year-old with no experience getting a job that can keep a baby alive? No, it's not going to happen. You're going to need family support 100%. Or government assistance and benefits. Mandu noodles? Ooh. What if you were the girl? Well, I wouldn't be dumbass like the girl, but if I found myself in that situation, personally, if I'm like a 17, 18-year-old girl and I really wanted to go to college and I suddenly get pregnant, I would probably abort. But the girl is very... That's not an option for her. Or actually, the thing is, there's something called day after pills, right? Which is a different type, like right after the deed is done. From my knowledge, I'm pretty sure it's not as effective, but I would have taken those. And maybe we wouldn't have the issue in the first place. A lot of things could have prevented the issues. Ooh, that did not sound good. Did I bet a pin? The girl said, yeah, the girl was like, I don't want to abort the child because I love it. I love you. And the baby is made of you and me. You know? She didn't want to give it up for adoption because she thinks that's unethical. Religious kids, yeah. Religious people do not like adoption. Adoption not an option? Yeah, like literally, remember the boyfriend's mom gave the girlfriend every single option. She could abort, she could give up the kid for adoption, and she could keep the baby. And, you know, all that jazz. And she was like, definitely no to the adoption. The fuck? And honestly, fair. Just like, if you're willing to take care of the kid, I think it's better than putting them through the trauma of adoption. Because I don't know if you guys know how the adoption like system works, but like every time I hear about it, it's just so nightmarish. It sounds horrible. Prevention is better, I agree. I'm stressed out for the boyfriend. Oh yeah, the boyfriend was so stressed out in that Reddit post. And it literally just, the post ended with him being like, yep, my life's ruined, GG. Thanks guys, smile. That's why I love Reddit stories. That's why, like, when I was using TikTok for like a short time, the one thing I watched the most and what like kept me on TikTok the most were those videos of like an AI voice reading off Reddit posts while with like Minecraft parkour in the background. Like that shit was my jam. The parents on the dad's side were pretty chill about it. I bet they're helping out. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna hold their kid responsible as well. The couple who I'm close to catered their wedding last month and they're religious and they just adopted a kid. Awesome. Yes. Is that Bowser boy better than putting 3 lives at risk? Yeah. That shit was automated as hell, but I love that shit, man. That shit's so good. The amount of times I'm reading stories about like women or men finding out that their spouses cheated on them and then their revenge story. Oh, I love that shit the most. Like fuck. I love it when cheaters get fucked up. I love it. I love it when cheaters get karma due to them. I asked Reddit videos and stuff, like am I the asshole type stuff. Redditor, just like a bunch of Redditor stories and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Hi, what board am I building? A Neo 65, but I just disassembled it and removed the foam in hopes that it helps to fit because it's been having a lot of trouble fitting to the case correctly. Same, true, yes. Okay, you guys can't like disagree with me. Like they're so addictive. Let me see how I can find one. Where's the one with the Minecraft? Oh, here it is.
My mom just told me that I better cheat on my boyfriend. I 20 female have been with my BF 23 male for 2 years now. He is the most handsome and gentleman I have ever seen. He is always understanding and accept me as I am. He is my first time. We became intimate after 3 months, but I told my mother that I did it. Now she is very religious and didn't really accept wrestling before marriage. I was surprised of how calm she responded. She asked me if my BF has another partner in the past. I told her that was with a girl that cheated on him and talks crap about him. He cut himself because of her. After I explained that to my mom, she said, well, it's not the girl's fault. If he wasn't enough, you'll do the same, you'll see. Now I can't stand to talk with her. She just told me to do the most disgusting thing from my point of view. I can't see her the same now. My mom just told me that I better cheat on
shit. This is the stories. This is what I'm talking about. Wrestling before marriage, yeah. What is it? There's like literally like 1 hour of stories to fall asleep to, part 17. Do you guys want to?
My brothers have restored my faith in humanity. When I was 6, after my parents had my younger twin brothers, my mom started teaching me how to change diapers, prepare milk, how to carry my brothers, and how to do house chores. I would take over the majority of it as I got older. Growing up, my parents would constantly tell me that I'm the oldest, so I have the responsibilities of taking care of my brothers. When I turned 10, my parents decided to focus on their business, so I had to be my brother's caretaker, from making sure they finished their homework to cooking, cleaning, and washing up. When I turned 16, after getting my driving license, my parents bought me a car and everything was thrown to me. I would drive my brothers to school, dentist, and doctor's appointments. I would attend any of my brother's school events, whether it is major ones or minor ones, because I know how lonely it feels without anyone there. I would chaperone their outing with their friends, so I knew their friends' parents. My parents wouldn't attend any school event, except for the parents-teacher meeting, citing it all as time wasting. Anything that involves us would be time wasting in their eyes. Birthday was also considered time wasting, so my brothers and I have a tradition of baking cakes and celebrating our birthday together. Graduation was also time wasting. Funny enough, my parents' friend's birthday wasn't considered time wasting. My parents would prioritize friendships over their children every time. There is no such thing as family vacations. My parents would rather go on a vacation with their friends. The only thing my parents will provide is financial support, and that is all. For my parents, as long as we don't bother them with our issues, they are more than happy to provide things financially. When I graduated from high school, I had the opportunity to leave for college, but I chose to stay and attend the local college because my brothers are still young and I don't want to abandon them like our parents did. When my brothers graduated, the three of us decided to move out together. My parents were more than happy to pay for the apartment. I only started dating in my 20s and had a few failed relationships because they could not accept my brother's position in my life. The only one that accepted and got along with my brothers is my fiancé Dean. Dean and I have been together for almost 6 years now, and he's wonderful. He understands my brother's position in my life and actually makes the effort to hang out with my brothers, which led to their monthly boys only night. Dean's family are amazing.
Aww.
They accepted my brothers and I with open hearts and arms. We are included in every family event. Dean's family have 3 sons, no daughter, and his dad would invite my brothers to his family boys camping trip. And I would get spoiled by Dean's mom on our ladies' day out. It was amazing experiencing such warmth. A week ago, my brothers sat me down and told me that now that they are very financially stable and have their own apartment, they wanted to give me a % of their salary so that I can quit my job and do whatever I want. They want me to experience things that I had missed out in the past, travel or indulge in my hobby. I was surprised by it, and when asked why, my brothers said their friends were talking about giving their parents money for them to ease their finances and also for their parents to slow down and enjoy their life. When my brothers heard this, the first person that came to their mind was me because I raised them. I didn't answer because I was baffled by it, so they told me to think about it. When I talked to my fiancé about this conversation and how surprised I was by it, he grinned and told me that he actually knew about it because my brothers had a discussion with him about it. I guess I had a confused look on my face, because he just poked my forehead and said you are practically their mom and dad, and reminded me of the things I did for my brothers growing up. When Dean and I were dating, I was pretty vague on how it was like growing up, just enough for him to know that I took care of my brothers. Turns out, my brothers took it upon themselves to tell him all the details during one of their boys' night out when Dean and I were dating for 1 year. According to Dean, my brothers asked him about his intention for our future, and when Dean said he was serious, they then told him about our childhood, how I raised them, and that they thought of me as their parent, which made him decide then that I'm the one for him. Apparently he told his family about it too, which makes his family love me, and told him if he doesn't marry me, they would disown him and adopt my brothers and I.
Yo, that's
which also
crazy.
reminded me that my brothers would make the effort to buy me flowers and make me meals on Mother and Father's Day. I would get expensive gifts, like jewelry and bags. My substance addict brother destroyed my room and refused to help me clean it, so I made his life hell for 10 days.
Oh, that story too. Damn, that went crazy. What is the vanity store is this? Wife material? Bro, bro. Anyways, it suddenly went to something pretty deep. Okay, but you guys understand why I'm obsessed with these videos now, right? You guys get me now, right? Like, you guys understand now? What is this 180? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you guys get me? Let me see if I can find... Let me see if there's another one. Something a bit more exciting.
Fooled my cheating soon-to-be ex-wife into thinking I was cheating. Then thermonuclear shinobi ghosted and served her Christmas Day. I hope you've got some time and a snack.
Okay, do you guys want the subtitles? If you guys want some subtitles, let me get that up. That might help you a bit. Wait, let me cut this up. This is gonna be quite the stream. It's gonna take a while for me to reassemble the board, so here we go. Let's put it right here.
Because this one is going to be super long, as the events that follow span from late 2019 to last week. As per the rules, all names are altered herein. Okay, so here's the backstory. My soon-to-be ex-wife was my high school sweetheart. We started dating in 1992 when we were both 17. We're both 45 now, and have been together ever since. She's the only woman I've ever been with my entire life. We married 5 years later at 22, fresh out of college. A year later, we had our first of 2 children, both boys, 22 and 17. 23 years I gave to her. Built her a house. Worked my ass off to give her the life she wanted. Sure, we had rough patches, but what marriage doesn't? Even in the worst of times, we found a way to pull through and come out the other side better, which made the discovery of her affair that much more jarring. Flashback to March 2020, when I first got the feeling something was off. For a good 2 months prior, we were in a funk. I was on the mend from reconstructive knee surgery, blew out my ACL fall 2019, but still lacking in movement. At the time I only had about 55% range of motion on my knee. This took a toll on quite a lot in the house. I was out on workers' comp, as I had been injured on the job, and I was unable to do my usual household duties. So a lot got backed up. My sons would do what they could, but tasks only I was capable of doing had to be put on the back burner, or my wife had to do, which she wasn't pleased with. Things also crawled to a standstill in the bedroom between us. It had already slowed down prior to my injury, but in the state I was in at the time it completely stopped. During these months, she, we'll call her Sue, was spending more time hanging with co-workers after work. Between November 2019 to March 2020 it was a regular occurrence for her. Naturally, I thought nothing of it. I've never in the 23 years I've been with her had any reason to worry or not trust her. She has her friends, I have mine, and we have mutual. I'd go hang out with my friends all the time and there was no issue. It was all above board. It was around January of this year that I noticed something odd. Sue started getting noticeably distant with me. Sure, we were in a funk, but she'd never deny me affection to that point. The usual hugs and kisses she'd give me came to a halt. Her phone was attached to her hand long before my suspicion grew, but she'd always share and show me things she'd discovered on the web. DIY ideas and recipes on Pinterest, memes, all kinds of stuff. But she was now being guarded about her phone. Even her interactions with me became more snippy, as if she couldn't be bothered. So we're now in March. COVID has arrived and New York City is locked down. Our chosen careers fall under the essential designation, so neither of us have to work from home. I'd just been recently cleared to return to work after 5 months on the shelf, and I was eager to get back after it, as 5 months on my ass rehabbing my knee and not being able to do physical stuff drove me nuts. For context, I enjoy physical activities. I'm an avid martial artist and I'm typically in the gym 4 days a week, on top of all of the home projects I did. Within a week or two of the lockdown, my soon-to-be ex-wife alerts me that she's going to have to start putting in extra hours. Again, I think nothing of this because of her field. Of course, I was under the assumption it'd be every other day, but no. It was every day, and not just an hour or two. She'd come home 3 or more hours later, and go straight to the shower, spend a little time with me, a little time with our 17-year/22-year-old lives with his GF crossdown, and then go to bed. As I'm able to support myself on my knee better, we started getting intimate again, but as you'd probably guess she wasn't mentally or emotionally present for it, which I noticed quickly. So by early April, the picture started getting clearer to me. All of the signs were pointing to the idea that she was having an affair. That's when I decided I needed to find answers. So I scoured the internet on things I should be looking for. Signs of infidelity in one's partner, and sure enough she was pretty much ticking all of the boxes on such behavior. So then my search inquiry advanced to how do I find proof. I started with her social media. Looking at her FB entries from months prior, it's pretty much the usual. Pics of us and our sons, pics with her and her friends, and more than a few pics of her nights out with co-workers. In these pics, it's a mixed bag of her closet's friends from work, and a couple folk I've never met from her work. But I see one recurring thing in a number of these pics. One guy, in every picture he's in, he's rather uncomfortably close to her. His arm is around her shoulder, or his hand on her lower back. Way too close for a guy I've never personally met. Needless to say that put a sour taste in my mouth. But that wasn't the worst of it. No. The worst was the fact that apparently, this dude is a friend of hers on FB and followers her on IG. So I go to look up his FB account and wouldn't you know it, I'm blocked. Why the hell am I blocked from seeing this guy's FB account? But he's friends with her on FB. Yep. Now I'm in Batman detective mode. At that point, I wasn't even trying to deny it. I knew she was cheating on me with this guy. My mission was to find out for how long. And over the course of April and May, that's what I did. You know, I never had any clue the depth of info you could secure from phone, text and email records up until then. We have a family plan cell phone package, and I was able to pull up quite a bit of data. My STBXW's data history was telling. The 2 most frequent numbers she had interacted with from October 2019 to April 2020 was my own, and a number I'd never seen before. Take a wild guess whose number it was?
Ooh.
A quick check on Google and I confirmed it was the dude from the photos who blocked me on FB.
Ooh.
We'll call him Poss, cause that's what he is. Again, the picture becomes even clearer at this point. But a lot of their messages and texts were disjointed, which meant she was deleting a lot of them. I knew she was cheating on me with this guy, but nothing in the data could serve as a smoking gun. I needed more evidence. It's at this point that I tell my best friend Oz what I had found. He asked me did I confront her with what I had, and I said no because I felt like it wasn't enough. That's when he told me about an app that I could download to apparently spy on her communications in real time.
What?
I won't say the name as I don't know the rules on that here. I got it installed, sync up my data plan, and waited. Within days of doing so, I finally saw it. A text string between the two of them talking about how much fun they'd had the previous night, and making plans to do it again that weekend. Boom. Gut punch. To say I was completely devastating was an understatement. I guess that moment counts as my D-Day, and for the next 2 days after I was just broken, I actively distanced myself from her those 2 days immediately after D-Day, which she was noticeably shaking by. She'd try to console me and ask me what was wrong, but I'd brush it off and leave her presence. I couldn't even look at her. This woman, who I gave 23 years of my life to, who I have given everything I could and more to as a husband, and she stepped outside of our marriage for a guy just 5 years older than our eldest son. By the 3rd day, I wasn't even sad anymore. I was pissed. I contacted Oz to let him know my suspicion was confirmed, and he asked me had I confronted her yet. My answer was no, and I told him I wanted payback. I didn't want to just divorce her. I wanted to destroy her. I wanted to leave her life in shambles and effing ruin her. It was going to take time to do so, and I devised a plan. In my readings and research on infidelity, I had saw a quote that resonated with me that went, "The enemy of infidelity is unpredictability," or something to that ilk. That was going to be the basis of my plan. I was going to make her life hell on wheels, while also secretly planning my exit strategy. So we're now in early June, and I've still got the app installed. Pretty much every night, I'm gathering as much data as I can, seeing their back and forth messages. They're talking like it's a full-blown relationship they're in.
What?
Sexting, lovey-dovey romantic stuff, nudes, the whole effing bag. At that point I had stopped looking at any of it. I was just collecting info and cataloging on my private FPS server.
Sorry, hold up. I have to make sure I'm doing the right keycaps. Okay, sorry about that.
Meanwhile, I start doing things out of the ordinary. I start going out at odd times. I start coming home even later than she does. In her presence, I'm on my phone a lot more than usual, and when she asks what are you up to, I just simply say just stuff and put my phone away. I'd also changed my login info on everything, so she couldn't access any of my stuff. Mind you, for our entire marriage, we'd never hid anything from each other. But right around, I'm assuming, the start of her affair, she'd changed her password on FB, as well as on her phone, stating she had to because of the security breaches in recent months. Yay, really nice cover for hiding your affair from your husband. Anyway, I'd clued Oz in on my plan, as well as telling my older, and only, sister and 2 more of my closest friends what was going on. These are people I trust with my life, and I swore them to secrecy. For context, Oz and I have been friends since we were kids. The other of our friends, Joey and Nina, we've known since high school. Make note of Nina, she comes into play down the road. July comes, and my soon-to-be ex-wife is in full paranoia mode. She's texting and calling me a lot more frequently now, asking me if I'm going to be home when she gets home. When am I coming home while she is and I'm not? Asking me what am I up to? The works. I can see the seed planted in her head the month prior is starting to sprout, especially in her communication with Poss. She's confiding in him her doubt and confusion, telling him that I'm getting cold and distant. The effing nerve of this woman. In the interim of these interactions with Poss, she suggests that maybe they should stop meeting up at our house because she has no idea if I'd just show up, confirming that yes, she's had this fuckwad in my home.
What?
Thanks, Sue. Poss asks her in that specific communication was she worried about me potentially cheating on her, which actually pissed her off. I can't even begin to describe the level of joy and how many laughs I got out of reading that exchange. My cheating wife arguing with her affair partner over if she's mad her husband could be cheating on her. Oh, the effing irony. Now bear in mind, I'm not hooking up with anyone. When I leave, I'm usually at Oz or Joey's throwing back some booze, watching fights and spending time with my brothers, or at my big sis house hanging with her and my Bill, who's like an older brother to me. My sis is 52 and her hubby is 58. She had told him about my STBXW's infidelity, but not of my plan. Couldn't risk it as he's a bit of a blabbermouth. We'll fast forward now to October. That's when things seriously pick up. I've been in my faux affair for 3 months now, and Sue is hyper aware of the fact that I'm actively pulling away from her. It's been as long as the day I enacted my plan until the day she confronted me, October 20th, 2020, that I'd even touched her. No hugs, no kisses, no initiation of intimacy. Nothing. Not like she needed it. She was still effing pose, just at his place or at motels. So that afternoon, she calls me at work, which wasn't rare before all this began, but certainly hadn't happened in a while, and asks me to come straight home after work, saying she had something important to tell me. I'm not gonna lie to you all, I half believed she was going to come clean about her infidelity, but she of course didn't. Instead, I get home to her asking me was I unhappy with her. The effing nerve. She cites the fact that I've been spending way too much time away from home. I don't show her affection anymore and her intimacy life has completely died. She tells me she's worried I'm pushing her away because I was resentful of how she treated me the months I was rehabbing my knee. And then came the punchline. She effing gasped if I was cheating on her. Folks, I fell out on the floor laughing hysterically. And when I say hysterically, I mean Joker laughing gas hysterical. On the surface it looked like, to her assuming, it was me laughing off the notion of being unfaithful. But it was of course actually me laughing at the sheer irony of what was happening in front of my eyes. I'm tearing up, pounding on the floor in complete hysterics for a good 2 minutes before I compose myself enough to answer. I sit up and look her in the eyes for the first time in months, shaking my head. But I don't give her an answer. I stand up, brush myself off, kiss the top of her head and go about settling in for the night.
You kissed
Later
her
that
still?
night, as I'm in my office, I decide, you know what? Given the brevity of what happened, I wanted to see what she was telling him. So I fire up the app and sure enough they're actually texting in real time. She tells Poss I know he's cheating on me. I asked him tonight and he literally laughed in my face. He fell on the floor and laughed for like 5 minutes. It wasn't 5 minutes obviously, he doesn't even care how I feel anymore. I don't know how or why, but he's gone. I know I've lost him. This is karma, I know it. The smile I had on my face reading that must have resembled a Cheshire cat. She was breaking. Poss attempted to console her, saying that if I cared enough for her, she wouldn't have had come to him to give her what I wasn't giving her, but the tone of her responses told me she was having doubt now. She had the nerve to step out of our marriage because I was unable to fulfill my role as a husband due to legitimate injury, and kept the affair going for at that point nearly an entire year. But the idea of her losing me to another woman was enough to make her waver? What a effing weakling. Now, during all of this I was also exacting the second part of my plan for payback. Getting all of my affairs in order financially. In September, I had met with a family attorney to get the ball rolling on divorce paper. With the mountain of evidence I'd piled up to that point, New York is an at-fault state as far as divorce, and the overwhelming amount of proof I'd gathered displaying Sue's infidelity pretty much solidified I could nail her to the effing wall in a divorce case.
Yeah.
My lawyer instructed me to get all of my financials in order in preparation for whatever division of assets might come as result.
Yeah.
I went one better than that, secretly pulling all of my money out of our joint account and putting it in my personal account.
Yeah.
I also started shopping around for an apartment as part of phase 2. We're now in November, and I've not changed my behavior. In fact, I've ramped it up. This is where my friend Nina comes into play. For context, Nina and Sue have never been what you call close. I met Nina freshman year of high school 2 years before I met Sue. Even way back then, Sue has seen Nina as a threat, as she's my closest female friend.
Yeah.
There's always been an implied I don't trust her from Sue regarding Nina. She's never addressed it directly, but it's obvious to anyone who pays attention. Conversely, Nina's never been a big fan of Sue. Early in me and Sue's relationship, Nina called to attention to me how Sue
Nina
was
knew
pretty
the
much
bitch.
imposing herself into our little square of friends, whereas I didn't do the same with Sue's set of friends. That irked Nina because she knew why Sue was doing it. Among Sue's circle even now, there are no male friends, aside from Poss. Whereas Nina is the only girl in my square. Nina had been stuck overseas due to the virus, and finally returned to NYC November 3rd. Oz, Joey and I decided we were going to celebrate her return with a night at Joey's house for dinner and drinks. There was only 5 of us: Oz, Joey, Joey's wife, who is also Nina's sister, Nina, and myself.
Nina's
Sticking to
sister.
CDC guidelines, we take the Rona very seriously. Nina, being the evil mastermind she is, comes up with an evil idea to trigger Sue.
Ooh.
She suggested we take some photos in the same vein of the photos I discovered of Sue and Poss months prior, and post them to my FB. And that's just what we did. It wasn't until the 5th that Sue got wind of it, as I'm guessing a few friends noticed my updates and saw how uncomfortably close I was with Nina. This really fucked her mind up, because she still believed I was cheating, and I can almost guarantee she wanted to accuse Nina, but she knew that Nina had been stuck in Europe for the majority of the year. Still didn't stop her from attempting to dress me down that night for being so, as she said, handsy in the pics. I saw this as a golden opportunity to deliver the lead jab for my knockout blow. I say, so what about the pics with you and Poss from last year? He was pretty handsy in them. But did you see me get bent out of shape over it? Deer in headlights. It was the first time I even mentioned the dude's name throughout all of this. The hamster wheel in her head started reeling in real time as she tried to explain away those pics. To that point she hadn't even known I saw them. That's little I use FB. When I actually do post something, it's like an event to people, which is why the pics with Nina specifically got so much traction among our circles. And explain away she did. He's that way with everyone. He's just a really friendly guy. I can see how it looks, but there's nothing there. I'm sorry if those pics hurt you. I'll delete them. No, the pics aren't what hurt me. The year you've been effing dude whilst lying to me that you're working extra hours and hanging with friends is what hurt me.
Facts.
But vengeance, as Lieutenant Worf from Star Trek, TNG so famously said, is a dish best served cold. From that night, Sue was being extra specially clingy and attentive to me, like, annoyingly so. She's tried to initiate affection and intimacy with me, and I'd stonewall her at every chance. All the while, I'm still archiving everything she's saying to Poss. Mind you, by this point I'd long since gone numb. Any desire I might have had to save my marriage was dead.
Yeah.
I checked out the day I enacted the first phase of my plan. She's confiding in him that I've gotten worse, that she doesn't know what to do, and she feels like I absolutely hate her. I do. Then comes the bombshell. She says she can't see him anymore. The guilt is too much for her, and she feels like karma is suffocating her. She can't risk losing me. She says that she loves Poss deeply, but she's still in love with me, and she has to save her marriage before she loses me. No, my dear, you're about 8 months too late for that. Poss loses his shit, saying such lovely things as he doesn't love you the way I love you. And you're making a mistake. You can't just throw me away like this. That text chain would be the last they'd have until about 3 weeks ago. Throughout the remainder of November into December, Sue is stuck in limbo. She's trying to gauge where my headspace is and is still unable to tell if I'm actually being unfaithful. Meanwhile, Poss is steadily blowing her phone up daily, but she's not responding to him. I'd see her check her phone often, but quickly put it away. Meanwhile, phase 2 of the plan was now officially complete. The divorce papers were done. I'd found me a studio apartment in Co-op City, New Yorkers will know the area, and signed a 2-year lease on it. All of my money was in my personal account. I was ready to throw my haymaker. So we're now at Thanksgiving. My oldest and his GF were hosting a small gathering of our immediate families. So them, oldest and his GF, oldest GF's parents, she's an only child, myself, Sue and our youngest. We have a great night. My oldest GF is studying to be a chef, and she did all the cooking herself. The girl can fucking cook, let me tell ya. As I had to keep up appearances of nothing being wrong between Sue and I initiated affection with her several times that evening. Kisses on the cheek, cute lil hugs, wrapping my arms around her shoulders from behind. The gestures didn't go unnoticed by her, as she reveled in it. Bear in mind, this was the first time I touched this woman since I kissed the top of her head the night she confronted me in October.
This guy is
so just about 2
evil.
months.
He's giving
Not
her
gonna
a
lie,
chance.
I felt repulsed doing it. But I had to. I couldn't risk the plan, and me being distant to her in the face of my boys. My oldest GF and her parents would set off alarms.
Yeah.
So my youngest decides he wants to stay over with his big bro for the night. So Sue and I head home. On the drive home, she thanks me for being so good to her, and says I don't know what you're going through, baby, but I'm here for you.
Baby!
I had to hold off busting out in maniacal laughter again, and responded saying, I know, I just need time. So for the first time realistically since springtime, we had intimacy at night. I figured fuck it, with what I'm about to do, may as well get some action before I delete her from my existence. I won't go into detail.
Sorry.
I know, I just need time. So for the first time realistically since springtime, we had intimacy at night. I figured fuck it, with what I'm about to do, may as well get some action before I delete her from my existence. I won't go into detail, but it wasn't lovemaking. When I was finished she was a lump of flesh laying there trying to figure out the direction of the truck that ran her over. No cuddling or anything after.
Devious.
I just got up, showered and went to go sleep in my office. To her confusion though, I used a condom. First time 2 damn decades I did. She was definitely perplexed by it, but she didn't ask questions.
She wanted it raw.
Sure as hell wasn't going raw in her knowing that she'd been doing so with pause for months at that point.
True.
I wake up the next day and check my handy dandy spy app, and for the first time in weeks, she responded to pause. Dude went full novella. He professed his love for her.
What?
Said she was wasting her time trying to rekindle a flame in me that died.
Yeah.
That she'd been in a prison with me for 23 years and deserved to experience the love and affection of a man who would cherish her. Mind you, this dude is 27 fucking years old, 5 years older than our oldest son. And he's that sprung on a 45-year/0 married mother of 2.
Wait.
What a great A.
27? 45? The math is 20 minus, wait, no. 20 minus 18 years? Holy.
High quality simp.
Also, this is 17 minutes out of 53. But I'm
She
kind
chose
of
to blow up our
invested
marriage
at
and
this
destroy the
point.
home we'd built for this dude. Pretty boy with a soft side? Ha. She responded saying pretty much the same thing she said when last they talked. That she loves him, and enjoyed their time together.
No.
But she can't lose me. I'm still the love of her life, but she'll always have a place for him in her heart.
No.
That they can still be friends if he chooses. But the physical relationship between them is over. He begged her to see him one last time that week, and yep, you guessed it, she said yes. One more for the road, right? Who am I to say
They're
anything?
gonna fuck again.
That's what I did to her the previous night. Of course I added all of that to the archive I'd compiled. December 4th is when Phase 3, the final phase of Operation Shinobi Ghost started. The divorce
Rogue
papers
calls
were in
it
hand.
Shinobi Ghost.
My new place or residence was set up. Now I had to slowly start moving me stuff out of the house. But first, I had to break the news to my boys. I called my oldest to the house that Friday night, had them join me in my office, and laid everything on that table. Not the specifics, but that their mother had been cheating on me for over a year, and I was going to be filing for divorce soon. My 17-year-old was especially shaken up by this, because he himself had recently experienced his first taste of infidelity.
No
Yeah,
way!
his first GF had cheated on him just 4 months prior.
What the
Seeing
fuck?
his heart broken a second time at the idea that his own mother was capable of doing this hit him hard. My oldest took it a lot better, and suggested taking his brother in to live with him until this blows over.
Yeah.
To which I agreed. We packed up some of his stuff, and he asked me was I going to be okay. I told him yes, son, I'm going to be alright, and so are you. We're going to be alright, I promise. And then they were off. The hardest part was now over, and it was now time to arm the nukes. Over the next few weeks, day by day Oz would help me get a little of my most sensitive stuff out of the house. Gave him a list of all of the definite stuff to grab while Sue and I were at work and left him the spare key. This was all stuff Sue wouldn't notice was missing unless you told her it was gone. I'd also gotten a new phone and phone number, and told everyone who needed to know, Oz, Joey, Nina, my boys, Big Sis and my mother, my new contact info. Meanwhile, I'm keeping up the rows with Sue and she's none the wiser. Trickling bits and pieces of affection to her just to keep her off of the trail, whilst she's still in contact with Poss. Not to the extent that they've been prior, but there's still an emotional thing happening.
Nah,
the fog is faint, but it's still there.
Is she done?
All the while, I gather everything.
Is he
and I do mean
dumb?
everything.
The
Every
piece of
bit of
shit?
data I've archived since I started the plan. Call logs, texts, pics, emails, everything, and start making printouts. Folks, I must have spent over $1,500 on Staples supplies, printer ink, paper, binders, the works, and I cataloged everything in order, from the beginning of the affair until that last bit 2 weeks ago, December 16th in the binders, 14 of them. I then put each one in a box,
14
and gift-wrapped
binders.
each, addressing them to various people. My mother, my father passed 7 years ago, her parents, her 2 sisters, her brother, her HR department. Did I forget
Her
to mention Poss
HR
works for the same
department?
company? And there's an expressed rule again. Inter-company relationships because of the nature of what she does? Several of her friends, Poss and Poss's parents, lugged all of those fuckers to the post office and shipped them all out December 16th.
Yeah.
ETA for delivery, December 24th. Perfect.
This
So we're
part
now
four
at
now.
Christmas
That's
Eve.
crazy.
Sue comes home around the usual time. No idea if she'd seen Poss. I'd stopped tracking her on the app the 18th. Figure I'd gotten all the mileage I needed from it. As per usual, She showers, hangs out with me a bit, I blow her back out on the living room couch. I know, I'm effing gasshole, and she turns in for the night. The final phase was upon me.
You fucked her again? What? Bro is getting all of the mileage. Holy shit.
Showers, hangs out with me a bit, I blow her back out on the living room couch. I know, I'm effing gasshole, and she turns in for the night. The final phase was upon me at long last. The nuke I'd been arming since June was finally about to launch. In the middle of the night, I woke up and wrapped up one of the 3 remaining binders, with the divorce papers taped to the inside cover, and set it on my side of the bed with a note that said Merry Christmas on it. Next to it I left my old phone, and the business card of my lawyer. I packed up the remainder of my most needed items, enough to fill 2 backpacks, and I left my home, that I spent 23 years in, for the last time. That, my friends, was 1 week ago. To Sue I am completely off the grid, gone, shadow ghosted. She's blocked on FB, but still hasn't blocked me for some reason. So I'm keeping tabs on the fallout. It's absolutely glorious. My packages have reached everyone I sent them out to, and Sue is getting crucified. Her youngest sister completely dressed her down. Both of her parents have condemned her. My mom absolutely destroyed her. Like holy shit, I know my mom has a mean streak, but the things she called Sue are unfucking holy. She's been frantically trying to find out if anyone knows where I am, but those that do, aren't saying a word. All over her FB feed she's desperately trying to reach me, because I'm guessing she knows I'm likely looking. But I'm not saying effing word to her without my lawyer present. That'll be the next time I share oxygen with her. She's got no way of spinning the narrative to paint me as the bad guy, because I've exposed her to everyone who matters to her. And from what a mutual friend who works in the same company as her, she and Poss apparently are being put on administrative leave as of tomorrow. So yay, chances are she'll be going into 2021 unemployed. As for the final 2 binders, well, one has been turned over to my lawyer as my final bit of evidence for my impending divorce, and the last one I put in my storage unit to be burned in Joey's fire pit when the divorce is final. Do I feel guilty about this?
No.
No. Not even in the slightest.
Don't even.
23 years I did right by this woman. I gave her the home she wanted. I gave her the family she wanted. I gave her the life I felt we both deserved. And I loved her unconditionally. Never have I faltered. Never have I strayed. Never have I even entertained the notion of breaking my vows. When an issue came up that I felt was affecting our marriage, I came to her and told her, and we sorted it out as best we could. She opted to find comfort in another man's bed, rather than come to me and say she was unhappy with her intimacy life at the time. She decided to step out with a young punk who gave her the tingles. So no, I have no sympathy for what I did, or for her. She can burn in hell for all I care. The most I stand to lose is my house, a car, and maybe a couple $100 a month in alimony. But seeing as the divorce is filed under the statute of adultery and NYS is at fault, that might get waived with the insurmountable amount of evidence I've provided. As far as I'm concerned, she's dead to me and I'm never looking back. Quick edit, NYS is not fully at fault. Under certain circumstances a divorce can be filed at fault, of which my lawyer has informed me my case falls under. I'll be meeting the soon-to-be ex-wife with her lawyer tomorrow. I'm guessing I'll just update here.
Sharing oxygen.
Update, fooled my cheating soon-to-be ex-wife into thinking I was cheating. What? Then thermonuclear shinobi ghosted and served her Christmas Day. Christmas Day was the first full day I spent in my new apartment. It's still a work in progress, as I have more stuff I want to get, but overall I've made it my home, since I'm going to be here for 2 years at least. My boys and the eldest GF came over and spent a good portion of the day with me. The GF brought over treats she'd made, and also whipped up a really nice meal. I got to sit and talk with my sons in a way I hadn't done in a really long time, and it was nice. My big sis also came over with more goodies and hung out with us also. It had been the first time she'd seen her nephews in nearly a year. Having all of them around did me some real good, as if I were by myself I think I would have just drank myself into a stupor. Everyone cleared out around 8-ish, and I decided I wanted to go hang out with Joey and his wife Claudia. Hung out with them for a couple hours, had a couple drinks and then went back home. The next big development happened last week, December 29th, 2020. Around midday I get a text from Nina asking if I was busy that night. I of course wasn't, so we agreed to meet up after I got off of work. She shows up and we go to a diner not far from where I work. Here in NYC we're doing indoor dining at 25% capacity thanks to the Rona, but there's mostly no trouble getting seats because so many of us opt not to dine out as much these days regardless. So after we're seated and order our food, Nina pretty much lays all of her cards on the table, and honestly, I knew this was coming. She basically confessed that she's like me all the way back since we were teenagers, but never got the chance to tell me since Sue swooped in and scooped me up before she could. For context, I've known Nina longer than Sue by 2 years. As I mentioned, she's been the fourth point of my social square of myself, Oz and Joey. We were the social
no wonder she proposed the idea of quote-unquote pretending to be handsy on Facebook with like the pictures to make Sue jealous. Nina, you also demon.
Casts in high school. The raver kids who didn't fit into all of the other cliques. Back then, Nina had a weight problem and was diabetic. She was the heavy-set goth chick who was super cool, but no guy would ever give a second glance at. But we always had chemistry. These days Nina is a personal trainer and yoga instructor. She was the ugly duckling who grew into one hell of a beautiful swan, if I must say. Long story short, we decided that upon the finalization of my divorce, we are going to start seeing each other. And yay, I slept with her that night, took her back to my new pad, and we had a grand old time. Am I ashamed of sleeping with her?
Bro, this guy gets so much pussy unethically and ethically.
Hell no. Nina's been a better friend to me than Sue ever was. That's not saying Sue wasn't my best friend. But through the near quarter of a century I've known Nina, she's always supported me. Even so much as I learned that day willingly taking a step back from her own feelings to allow me to pursue and eventually start a life with Sue. That resonated with me on a level I didn't think it would. That kind of selflessness towards another person is the definition of real love. I know, it sounds like I'm just trying to justify in my head that sleeping with her was the right decision. To me it was, and I plan on exploring what's to come with Nina and I with total commitment. Okay, on to yesterday, the day I met my wife and her lawyer to discuss the divorce. It's now been 2 weeks since I ghosted my STBXW. This past Monday I got a phone call from my staking that Sue's attorney has scheduled a meeting for us to discuss the terms of divorce on January 6, 2021, which was yesterday. I met with him the Tuesday morning to discuss the terms I'm wanting. Long story short, uncontested divorce under the grounds of marital neglect from Sue. My terms are full division of assets, and me selling my half of the house ownership to her. She can have it. We keep our respective vehicles. I keep my cabin in the Poconos. And under the pretenses of marital neglect, she gets no spousal support from me. As for 17, what I'll refer to my son as from here on, he's free to choose who he wants to reside with following the divorce, which will most likely be me. So Wednesday comes and I show up to my lawyer's office dressed in my Johnny Cash best. My wife and her lawyer. She looks like shit, barely holding it together. I give the stone face. I won't bore you with the lawyer babble, but her lawyer presented an offer for terms of reconciliation. I shot them down almost as soon as she finished listing the details of the request. Like I said, I'll spare you the details of the meeting. Long story short, we agreed to a legal separation leading to an uncontested divorce. The only revision is that I will pay her $653 a month of temporary spousal support to cover the cost of utilities until she's gainfully employed again. Yep, she got fired for effing pose. He got canned as well, up to a year after the finalization. I make enough that it won't hurt me financially even if she drags her feet finding a new job. And she's got enough in her savings to live off of for quite some.
Okay, if I worked in the HR department and I got the binder proving that one of my employees was a fucking cheating piece of shit, fucking someone 18 years younger, and they both work for my company, I'd get such a hoot out of that. Like, the emotion.
Sometime. Once a full calendar year has passed after the finalization date of the divorce is passed, she's on her own. Small price to pay for being rid of her cheating ass. It'll take roughly 3 months for things to go through, so early April if there's no cock-ups, I'll be free of her. So after the meeting, my lawyer gives me some final words before telling he'll be in touch to update me on the progress of the filing. Back out on the street, Sue chases me down and asks can we talk. I figured I'd give her at least that.
Okay.
She held it together fairly well in the meeting, but outside let the waterworks flow saying how sorry she was, and how she never meant it to go as far as it did. She says she never expected to fall in love with Poss, but knew when she thought I was cheating how wrong it was to betray her own husband in such a way. She asked could I ever find it in my heart to forgive me, and that maybe in a few years could we try to start over, that she can't imagine what her life is going to be without me. I tell her to start imagining it soon, because this will be the last time I ever speak to or see her. I tell her that 17 is almost a man, and old enough to make his own choices as to his own future. I say that I gave her half of my life, and every ounce of love I had unconditionally, and she in her own words fell in love with another man. That there is absolutely no chance of me ever forgiving her. That all of the love I had for her was slowly killed all of those months that she confided and professed her love to Poss, rather than coming to me and telling me she had any form of issue with how things were going with us. I told her I loved who she once was, but I hate who stands before me, and that if I never see her again it'll be too soon. We are on the sidewalk in Midtown Manhattan, her making a scene crying her eyes out. A couple folk walk by and give side glances, but at that point I didn't care. I wasn't about to publicly humiliate her. I pretty much already socially and professionally destroyed her, but I needed to get the last bit of emotion I had for her out. I finished my telling her I didn't regret the 23 years I spent being her husband. I regretted that in 23 years she decided the easy way out was the better option, and I have your lovely sons of bitches on Reddit to thank for this last one, because it popped in my head just seconds before I said it. For 23 years I thought she was mine, but it turned out it was just my turn. Put in my Raycons, turned around and walked the fuck away. Later that night, father calls me and apologizes. He praises me for always being a good man to his daughter, and tells me he's ashamed of her and that he raised her better than what she did. Not gonna lie, I'm going to miss the old man. My dad died years ago, so he's always been my default father figure since. But I can't see myself maintaining a relationship with anyone on her side of the family.
True.
After that call, I went on FB and symbolically changed my relationship status to divorced. Yay, it's not final yet, but in my eyes it's over and done. Like I said, when I make a post on FB it's an event, So plenty of folks started hitting me up over Messenger asking question. And I laid it all out that I filed for divorce with Sue earlier in the day. Of course Nina called me, shocked that I pulled the trigger so fast. Obviously I was already in the process of it when we spoke. But she had no way of knowing how far it was along. I asked her if she could come over. And of course she comes a-runnin'. We knocked boots again. But this time she stayed the night. We laid in my bed and talked into the wee hours of the morning. And I haven't felt this level of relief and connection in a really long time. Nina gets me. And I can't get enough being around her. Since the day she confided in me, she's all that's been on my mind.
Aww.
Yeah, I know some folk are gonna say it's fucked up I'm moving on so fast. But as far as I'm concerned, my marriage ended the day Poss let Sue touch his pecker. So I'm about due. So yay. That's it. That's the end. My divorce is in the works. And I'm moving on to start a relationship with Nina.
It's not the end.
I know in a comment response to someone I said I'd probably not marry ever again. But that was before Nina came clean to me about how she felt towards me. And I can't deny that I feel the same. We're going to take it slow. And we're not announcing anything until the divorce with Sue is legal and official. As for Sue, I could give a flying fuck what happens to her. She could move Poss into our old home for all I care. I'll be getting my money for the house over the course of 2021, 4 quarterly installments, and aside from the $653 I will pay out directly to her savings account monthly, I never have to see or speak to her again. To all of the words of support, encouragement and praise, I eternally thank you all. Update: soon to be ex-wife of 23 years just tried to unalive herself last night.
What?
The hits just keep on coming. I've been sitting in this for hours now. Didn't know where to post this, so this sub seemed appropriate. So, if you want a bit of backstory, check my post history for the details. I'm not keen on how linking to other subs here works, but my previous 2 entries are viewable in my profile. The quick version is this. I discovered my wife of 23 years, 45F, was having an affair with a 27-year/O coworker. We have 2 sons, 22 and 17.
Yeah.
I concocted a plan to completely upend her life centered around fooling her into thinking I was having an affair myself. I kept the rows going for over 4.5 months while compiling evidence of her infidelity as well as securing divorce papers and planning my exit strategy, slowly moving my personal belongings from our home to a new apartment, getting a new phone and number, separating my half of our shared income from our joint account, etc. On December 16, 2020, I gathered every bit of proof of her affair I'd compiled, printed it all out from start to that week, filed it all into 14 binders, packed 11 into gift-wrapped boxes and mailed them all out to the most important people in her life, as well as her HR department with an ETA between 12/22 December 24, 2020. On Christmas Eve, while she slept, I took one of the remaining 3 binders and did the same. Only this one I taped the divorce notice to the inside cover, and left it on my side of the bed, which mind you she'd had her lover in a number of times, along with my old phone and my lawyer's business card, and shadow ghosted her. Over the next 4 days her life completely imploded. Her family pretty much excommunicated her. Her friends, the ones who didn't know of the affair, ostracized. And my own mother took her to task, calling her the most scathing and vile things you could possibly think of. Her and her lover were also placed on administrative leave and eventually fired. Last week we had our divorce hearing, and settled on a legal separation into uncontested divorce, with a few provisions in place for transitional income since she's now unemployed. I'm to pay out the price for the utilities, $653 a month until either she finds gainful employment, or upwards to 1 year after the date of the divorce's finalization, which is expected to be 3 months from now. She keeps the house, her car and her half of the shared assets. I keep my half of the assets, my vehicles, car, motorcycle and boat, and my vacation property, cabin in the Poconos. After the hearing, we had one final exchange where she tried to explain away her infidelity and begged me to give her a second chance after the divorce is finalized. I of course said no, gave her some choice words and walked away from her forever. This brings us to last night. As only my closest friends, 2 sons, older sister and mother have my new contact info, and I've completely blocked my soon-to-be ex-wife in all social outlets. She has had no means of reaching me since I left her Christmas Eve, but some our mutual friends still do. Last night I'm hanging out in my apartment and I get a voice call notification on Messenger from one of said friends, one of the few who hadn't abandoned her following me outing her affair. She didn't waste any time when I answered, and said she had went to check on Sue, the STBXW, and found her passed out in the bedroom, foaming out of the found with 2 bottles of empty pills next to her.
Oh, hell no.
She's in the ICU in critical, but stable condition. The doctors said that she will likely pull through. She's clearly not going to be well after. She begged and pleaded for me to come. Her parents and 2 of her sisters were also there at the hospital. My guess is they were notified after the hospital attempted to notify me, but Sue would still have my old hash as her emergency contact. I simply told her no. Sue's not my problem anymore. And she clearly decided she wanted to take the easy way out rather than deal with the shame and agony of the 23-year marriage she blew up. I then told her friend that if Sue's family were there, they can help her sort out the pieces. But as far as Sue and I are concerned, there is no Sue and I anymore. I then ended the call. I've had a few hours to sleep on it, and my sons called me this morning asking if I knew. I told them yes, but I also let both of them know that if they want to be there and supportive of their mother, I will not hold it against them or judge them for it. She is their mother after all. But I myself wash my hands of her, and care little to nothing about what she does for or to herself anymore. They were both a little taken back by this, but respected my stance. However, now that the news has broke about her suicide attempt, many of those friends who dropped her are all starting to surface again, and saying I need to be there for her, that even despite what she did to me, I need to support her in her time of need. I've also been informed that her AP tried to visit her this morning, but wasn't allowed because he's not family. I'm getting dogpiled on to go see her, but I feel nothing for this woman anymore. I haven't for a very long time. I checked.
Like, it's normal to be very concerned about someone that tried to take their life, right? And she has her family with her, and she has a lot of her friends that also care about her. But I feel like it's just wrong to ask for someone like him, who obviously gives zero care towards her, to show up. Because not only is it that he doesn't want to go, but even if he did go, he literally would not show any sort of affection or any sort of like how is that gonna help a guy that doesn't love you and absolutely hates you and wants nothing to do with you is here? Like, I don't understand the thought process. It wouldn't help her out. She needs people that actually loves her with her.
Checked out during the process of getting my payback for her betrayal, and I stand by the fact that I don't care at all for what she's done. In fact, it makes me hate her even more. She's the one who was unfaithful. She's the one who, though a near year-long fling with a guy 5 years older than her oldest son, was worth destroying 23 years. And now that she has to face the consequences of her choices, she chooses the most selfish way of deal with, even now, seeing as she's in all likelihood going to survive. She's cultivated immediate sympathy from everyone who took her to task, and I'm being made out to look like the jaded ex-husband unwilling to sympathize for her by most her family, not her dad. He's reached out to me over the last few hours and said he respects my decision to stay away. It's like I never even truly knew this woman. 23 effing years and it comes to this. Yes, I know the way I broke things off with her may have put her in a poor mental state.
Yes.
But now a whole new can of worms has been opened up because either she had a complete mental breakdown and decided to self-delete herself, or she made an extremely risky and calculated move to call favor back from people who just weeks prior condemned her for betraying me. She cheated on me, and now she's the effing victim? Sorry if this comes off as randish, but I'm here trying to wrap my brain around this. I want to be perfectly clear. I am not going to visit Sue. She waived her right to me caring about her well-being the day she let Poss, my personal nickname for her lover, put his dick inside her. This might come off as heartless, because despite the cool, calm, collected way I've been throughout my ordeal, my feelings are still very much raw, but I don't give a fuck about this woman. Haven't for a very long time. I'm aware I'm going to be vilified by a number of folk here. I don't much give a shit. Think of me however you want. If you were in my shoes, you'd see her actions vastly different. Some of you folks are going to go look up my post history and see the story of what I did to her. And you're going to draw the conclusion that her suicide attempt was my fault. That me tormenting her for all of those months, fooling her into thinking I was cheating on her while she actively cheated on me, then destroying her socially and professionally as a result was the catalyst for her meltdown. Maybe it was. Maybe I am heartless sociopath. But, as Arthur Fleck so famously said, you get what you effing deserve. I gave this woman half of my life and did absolutely everything to be the best possible husband she could ever have. By her own admission, I had no bearing in her decision to step outside of our marriage. She did it for her. Her selfishness knows no bounds, and I'm glad to be rid of her. If it makes me the bad guy because I will not go see her and never plan on interacting with her ever again, so be it. I hold true to my damn convictions. She made the choice to betray me. She made the choice to put her needs above the needs of our marriage. So now it's my turn to choose to me over everything else. She can rot in the darkest pit of hell for all I care. Let everyone else help her fix her. My obligation to ever care about her well-being ended the day we signed the separation agreement. I just needed to get this off of my chest. If you're going to cast judgment on me for feeling how I feel, save it. Like I said above, after 23 years and 2 children, I never really knew this woman after all.
Villain,
I have no sympathy for her, and I never will. Let her effing grot. Quick update, I've been informed by Sue's dad that she's been moved from the ICU to the mental health wing. Doctors are still monitoring her mental state. She's conscious and cognitive again, but obviously lethargic. Her father told me she asked did I come to see her, and he said no and she shut down after. He respectfully said any further news he'll share only if I inquire, because he understands the headspace I'm in. Also, I've scheduled counseling for 17. The first consultation is this coming Monday. Update, aftermath of STBXW's unaliving attempt. I'm writing this here as a form of therapy, a way to get my thoughts out in a pragmatic way. Today, against everything I said in my previous posts and comments, I went to go see Sue. She's been out of the hospital 4 days now, and believe it or not, it was Nina who convinced me I need to see her. She said the only way I'd let go of the contempt I feel for her is to see her one last time.
True.
In her weakened state. So around 6 p.m., I called her for the first time since I served her. Her hello wasn't the bright and bubbly hello I'd known for over 2 decades. Her voice was hoarse and weak. The moment she heard my voice, she immediately began crying. Took almost 3 minutes for her to regain composure enough to talk again. Before she could say anything, I told her I was coming to see her within by 8 p.m., and she agreed. It's about an hour and a half from Co-op City, where my new apartment is, to my old home. So I grabbed a bite to eat from the local pizzeria and started on my way there. I got there about 7:47 p.m., and she was already at the door before I pulled into the driveway. As I came near, I could see the toll her actions had taken on her. She was noticeably thinner. The unhealthy kind of thin. As a whole, she looked like the Walking Dead. First thing she does is try to come in for a hug, and I stop her cold. She got the hint that I wasn't there to console her, and backed off immediately.
Okay.
We go inside and sit in the living room. Almost immediately Sue tells me she wants to come clean. About everything. She tells me she couldn't live with the guilt of what she did to me and the boys. From the day we signed the separation agreement, she went into a downward spiral of guilty and agony that led her to her suicide attempt. Her friend, the one that called me from the hospital, had noticed her behavior and started coming over to check in on her. She said the doctors told her had she not been found just an hour more, she would have succeeded. She admitted to failing me as a wife. That her falling for Poss was wrong, as was her choice not to pull back when she knew she was getting too deep. She also apologized for sharing the many intimate details of our marriage and speaking ill of me to him. That she never imagined herself being the kind of person who was capable of doing that, but she was. She said she believed in her head that she was doing the right thing, but ultimately when she thought I was cheating it all hit her like a ton of bricks. The feeling of betrayal was suffocating, and she had to get out of as soon as possible, but it was obviously too late by then. She then asked me at what point did I stop caring, to which I said the night she confronted me with the notion of me cheating with the fervor that did, knowing full well she'd been effing posed for months at that point. I lost all respect for her and it steeled my resolve to enact my plan. She told me that when she woke up Christmas morning and found the gift I left she was over the moon, until she opened it. That when she realized what it was, and how much I had known, she literally went mad, and hasn't set foot in our bedroom since. She was frantically trying to find if anyone knew where I was, but when she went on FB to ask, she started getting thrashed by friends and family about what she had done, but had no idea how everyone knew so fast. That's when I told her about the other binders. The look of shock on her face was priceless. It all dawned her that I did this to her. Everything she's gone through, her friends turning on her, her family shaming her, and yes, even her losing her job was my doing. She just fell silent and shut down after that. I took the time to go use the bathroom then, and it was in shambles. The mirror was broken, her skincare products were all over the place, and the tub looked like it hadn't been cleaned since they took her to the hospital. When I came back out to the living room, she has her face in her hands weeping, and I can honestly say I felt nothing. No more anger, no more rage, and absolutely not a shred of pity. They say the opposite of love is indifference. Looking at her, that's all I felt. She looks up at me and says I fucked everything up. I ruined us, and I have no idea what to do. I can't do this by myself. I tell her, she's got her family, her friend who found her, and our sons. But she doesn't have me. She never will, ever again. I tell her I came to give her closure from the ordeal she just subjected herself to. But the moment I walk out that door, I'm never looking back. So the topic of Poss comes up not long after. She tells me he reached out to her 2 days ago. They talked for a couple hours and it ended with her telling him he needs to move on with his life. Find a younger woman and forget she exists. The remainder of the convo was Sue apologizing for he betraying me and asking again, was this really the end? I look her dead in the eyes with no hesitation and say yes. It's been over long before I served the divorce notice on Christmas. I felt that was my cue to depart. No words were said, because what more could be said? I left her sitting on the couch, closed the door behind me, got in my car and drove home. It's 2:56 a.m. as I'm typing this. I needed to get this out while it's fresh in my head. This is it. The saga of Sue is done. 17 and I are both scheduled for counseling in the coming weeks. Nina and I are still going strong, and sticking to the plan of keeping things under wraps until my divorce is final. I'm staying active and motivated and looking forward to a future with a woman I know well cherish and honor me, because she's done so from the shadows for decades. It's time for me to focus on the life ahead of me, so this will probably be the last time I post for a while.
Is it?
Maybe I'll come back with an update when the divorce is official. To everyone who has sent me words of encouragement and well wishes, thank you. To all of those who praised me for my plan of revenge, I can honestly say I wish it never came to it. But if I had to go back and do it again I wouldn't change a single thing I did, aside from maybe doing more to Poss than just getting him fired. And to the one guy who harassed me saying I deserved it because I raped my wife, you're effing delusional and get fucked you tag nut. Hopping my green ass on out of here. Update, where things are going. Anyway, it's been just over 2 months to the day I served my wife divorce papers, and a month since my last update, which I said was likely going to be my final one, but a lot has gone down since that post, and seeing is coming back to this account and seeing hundreds of messages and responses still after my last post, I'll go ahead and let everyone know what's going on. But before all that, I sincerely have to say thank you again for all of the support and kindness that's been sent my way over my plight. I'm as thankful for all of the love I've gotten on Reddit as I am the love I've gotten from my family. So first I want to start with an aspect a lot of people have been concerned with.
I think you should have done
17,
more
my youngest son.
to the piece
Just
of
days
shit.
after my last post he began ICE. I went with him his first 2 sessions, and he's gone by himself for everyone one since. He goes 2 times a week, and it has drastically helped. For the most part he's doing fine, but I can say that his trust in relationships has been completely shattered. The lasting effects of his own experience with infidelity, coupled with his mother's actions of cheating and her attempted suicide has left a pretty big scar that I think may take decades to heal. I come to find out his experience was even worse than he let on. He actually caught his ex-GF making out with a guy he thought was a friend, but it turned out was only getting buddy-buddy with him to get to her. He never told me this aspect of his breakup, My heart breaks for my son to have had to experience this at such a pivotal point of his formative years. You do all you can to protect your children, but then life goes ahead and says no. He's decided he's going to stick to IC for the long term, and I have told him if ever he needs to talk to me about anything, nothing is out of bounds. Next up there's my IC. It's safe to say if you've read the bulk of my entries I have a bit of an anger problem. Which is strange because I've always been a reserved, controlled and stoic man. But this whole experience evidently woke a sleeping dragon in me that's a pure fire breather. I've talked about everything with my therapist. And when I say everything I mean everything. When I explained to him the extent of what I did to my ex, he was both impressed and appalled. Not the reaction I was expecting. Apparently I display sociopathic tendencies when provoked, which doesn't surprise me at all given everything I did. My sessions are not so much dramatic, they're more so organizational. Unpacking all of the things going on in my head regarding the implosion of my marriage, and trying to find balance. Now for the elephant in the room, Nina. I have no idea where I'd be without this woman. Never did I ever expect to have such a caring, empathetic, nurturing woman by my side to carry me through all of this. We are still very much going strong, and try as we have to keep our ongoing relationship under wraps. It's pretty much out of the bag within our group.
It's 11 p.m.
She just gets me.
Oh my goodness.
She always has.
Okay, so I got too engrossed and I haven't worked on my keyboard, but it's broken. The fit is completely broken. So okay, look, I was really engrossed. Okay, fuck. This is why I can't do just chatting streams. So because this keyboard fit is just like completely like defective, I'm probably gonna email the company and seeing if they have anything for me, because I'm over this. I am so tired of trying to fix this. Where has the time come? What do you mean it's broken? It's defective. The fit's not right, so the keys keep rubbing against the case, which it shouldn't be, and stuff. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get a different one or something. Yeah, the keyboard's borked. Like, I cannot even press my space bar because it's too tight. Will you be doing it to returns? I have to, like, email them and see what their return policy is like. But for the most part, this is literally just, like, it's just done for. So, thank you guys for joining me this stream. It was, like, half keyboard building and then half Reddit stories. Now you guys understand me when I say Reddit stories kept me up at night when I was obsessed with TikTok. But anyways, thank you guys again for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. Do you do RMAs? I'll update you guys. I'll email them probably tomorrow and then I'll update you guys. Sorry there's no schedule today. So busy. I'll figure it out soon. If you haven't already, recommend you join my Discord. Follow me on Twitter. All that jazz. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream. Thank you guys so much for being here and enjoying some Reddit stories with me. And I'll catch you guys, I don't know, tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. As always, bye bye. Good night. Link the video. It's at 44 minutes. So I'm gonna finish this video too, so you guys too. Here you go. And I'll post on Discord too. Okay.